Test.
Test.
Welcome to the beautiful Santa Ana Star Center here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico for your New Mexico Stars indoor football. Joined here by my broadcast partner, Leroy Lucero. I'm Wes Henderson. How you doing, Leroy?
Wes, pretty excited. It's going to be a great game. Obviously, the West Texas Wildcatters come in, and the New Mexico Stars coming off a loss with their rookie quarterback, McGlory. He's got to really step it up this game if the Stars want to win.
You know, he's coming off a rough second half. He played well in the first half against the Amarillo Venom in their opening week loss, 63-21. That game was a 7-point game at the half, and they had the opportunities to push forward and take the advantage. The defense gave them great opportunities, but weren't able to put together a full game. So that's what we were talking about with Coach Kayward before the game, about putting everything together and having him slow down a little bit.
Well, you know, I was talking not only to Coach Kayward, West, but I was also talking to Coach Briamonte, and he was talking about, we have to remember he's a rookie who has been out of the game of football for a few years now, but this was his very first opportunity to play in the indoor game. He started out okay, like you said, in the first half he was pretty well, but I think a little bit of the butterflies came up as he ended up throwing quite a few interceptions and a couple of missed snaps with the fumbles. Coming off under center too quickly. Talking to Coach Briamonte, he said, you know, the biggest thing, and Coach Kayward, he said the biggest problem is you don't understand how fast the game is, as how quick those windows of opportunity to throw the ball are. Obviously, he's got some solid veteran wide receiver group here with the New Mexico Stars, but they got to put it together with a rookie quarterback, and if they can put that together, should be a great Stars season.
You know, they have the dangerous wide receivers. You look at, if you have guys like Dexter Manley and Roland Bruno, you're going to have the threats out there for the ball to go deep. You even got a number 2 in McGee, who's a great wide receiver. So the opportunities are there for McGlory to have. You just got to get the ball in there, and he doesn't have to be Brett Favreing it all the time. And what I mean by Brett Favreing it is throwing the ball as hard as you can, because sometimes you just got to float the ball into there in this game.
Well, you know, we were talking with Tate Smith, who's actually the coach for the West Texas Wildcatters, who also played for the University of New Mexico here, and they've got a quarterback that New Mexico Star fans are used to, Thor, Casey Peters, and he's got a different story with the West Texas Wildcatters in that he's an experienced quarterback. Obviously, he's the reigning MVP of the league from last year.
The offensive MVP.
Right.
He had an amazing season with the Stars last year.
And now he's got a bunch of rookie wide receivers that, in talking to him earlier, that they've just got to get used to making themselves available for him to get the ball to them. So it's kind of interesting. We have the rookie quarterback, they have the rookie wide receivers, and you know, vice versa on each position. So if the Wildcatters can put it together, if those receivers continue to basically mature with Thor throwing the ball to them, they should be able to have a good offense.
The opportunity is there for both teams. It's who can mature fast enough and take advantage of opportunities when given. You got this team, the West Texas Wildcatters, and taking the field right now, and they are led by Casey Peters. Casey Peters is what's going to be able to make their machine go. But you look at the New Mexico Stars; they have captains in Dexter Manley. Then you also look at local guys. Landrick Brody from the University of New Mexico, who you'll see both on offense and defense. And then, who can forget about Bruno? He's that guy that he might be small, but you got to hit him and hit him hard to get him down.
Well, you know, what I like about Roland Bruno is he runs great routes. I mean, he's a veteran now of the indoor football leagues. You know, with the LSFL, he's been here the entire time with the New Mexico Stars. He knows how to make himself available. I mean, that's exactly what Casey Peters was talking about the rookies, is like they have to learn how to operate in that small window that a quarterback has to get the ball to him. Bruno knows how to do that. That's exactly what he knows to do. His speed isn't blazing like a Dexter Manley or a Marcus Smith, but he's a smart and he's a KG wide receiver, and he's a guy that obviously McGlory's going to be able to look for, kind of like as a safety outlet or a guy that's really going to give him an opportunity to get to move the sticks, if you will.
You look at McGlory, he might be a rookie, but he is very athletic, he's tall, and he can get around. But we're going to pause here for the presentation of the colors. We'll be right back after the national anthem.
Tonight's national anthem will be performed by local performer and CW Line 50 star, Rochelle Kelly. Tonight's prayer will be administered from Mr. the player personnel for the New Mexico Stars, Matt Taylor.
Please remain standing, please, yes. Our God in heaven, Lord Father, pray that you bless all the people that are here tonight to enjoy this event. Pray that they will travel home safely, you go with them and their families as they represent. Pray a blessing and protection on the players of both teams and their families as well, Lord. The coaching staff and all those behind the scenes that make this great event happen. Pray a blessing upon those that serve in our armed forces overseas right now in this very moment, that you protect them, bless them, and bless their families. And for my brothers and sisters serving right here in our communities, in the fire service, the police department, and EMS, pray that you protect them today as they serve us and their families. In your mighty name we pray.
Welcome back. Now that we have the pregame festivities all taken care of, the Galaxy Dancers clearing off the field, you got the Stars mascot, and you got the coach meeting with the ref there on the field. You got Marcus Smith talking to coach, you got Roland Bruno and Dexter Manley getting that handshakes in, and they're ready to rock and roll. Leroy, how about you?
Yeah, this is going to be a fun game. If you haven't seen an indoor football league game, if you haven't seen the LSFL, what an opportunity you have. I tell you what, come out to your local arenas and check out this game. If you're watching here at home when the Wildcatters come down and they're playing once again in Odessa there, you got to go out and watch a game because it's just a blast, Wes. It's such a fast-paced game. so exciting. You know, you got bodies flying around, and obviously the opportunity as being a fan, you get that opportunity to catch one of those footballs when they go into the stands. We've been the beneficiary of those a few times. Some of the people that are hanging around with us, and as we're watching the games, you're a beneficiary of that free ball, and you got to love that.
Yeah, it's kind of a different role we have this year. We moved from the stands to the behind the mics.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot, Wes. We do a lot of stuff here locally with some of the high school football teams and some of the high school basketball teams, and it's just great to step up to the pros, if you will. To quote Nacho Libre, I want to be a pro.
Didn't you say that was your favorite movie?
It is one of my favorite movies, Wes, because he wants to be a pro. So we're pros tonight. I mean, what can you say? We're here watching some pro football, getting ready to do some fun stuff. We're looking here in the Hotel Cascada.
Cascada.
Do we want to go Cascada or Cascada?
Hotel Cascada.
Hotel Cascada.
And that's the home of our players that aren't here from town. The hotel puts them up for the season and gives them the beneficiary of a water park they have at that hotel there in Albuquerque.
So I know there's a lot of New Mexico Stars fans out here that are looking forward to seeing the Stars cross into the Hotel Cascada end zone as much as possible.
And it can happen. It's all about McGlory getting in his head that he has receivers, and when they have that small window, getting the ball in there. And our defense, that's one thing we haven't touched on. Casey Peters is a great quarterback in this league. And that's something that these guys are going to have to take care of if they want to be successful. Casey can make any offense look great, and that's something that we have to worry about, because you look at we have the players to do it. It's just can some of the defensive backfield guys take care of business?
Well, absolutely, Wes. And I'll tell you what, they got lit up a little bit last week. Now, part of that obviously had to be being put in bad situations with the turnovers. But like Coach Briamonte said before the game started, or before when we talked to him earlier, you win as a team, you lose as a team. And obviously the New Mexico Stars faithful are getting fired up and excited because they want to see the Stars win as a team tonight.
So the Stars elected to defer, and the Wildcatters will take the kickoff. So you got the Stars teeing it up there. Number 11, Marcus Smith, going to be kicking off for the Stars. And you got one back for the Wildcatters. Something different you see in indoor football. You don't see them just kick it all out as hard as they can. You might see them bounce it up. You might see them pooch kick it. There's all these different styles you can see in kicking. And here we go for your New Mexico Stars kickoff. Here we go.
Marcus was practicing trying to make it through the uprights. Let's see if he goes for it.
Solid kickoff. It's taken in the goal line, and he's down right there at the 3-yard line. That was by number 22, Carl Winston of the New Mexico Stars, taking him down at the 2-yard line, pinning him way back. That's something you don't see normally in indoor football.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marcus Smith with a great kick. It was able to bounce in front of the receiver who was able to, I should say. He dropped it, and obviously that gave the Stars coverage a chance to get down there.
And I apologize in advance. You're looking at these numbers. They're kind of hard to read on those Wildcatter uniforms.
I like the streamlined look. If we were a little bit closer, maybe it'd be a little bit easier. But when you stretch them out over the pads and some of these bodies, it is a little difficult to read, Wes.
It makes the adventure fun. Casey Peters back. You got two wide receivers out, and they decide one in motion. He comes up the middle. Casey Peters hits one on the left side, and he's down for a little gain up to the 5-yard line. Casey Peters right there to number 5 of the Wildcatters.
Royal Johnson.
And 3-yard gain brings up a 4-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 6 for Casey Peters and the Wildcatters.
Casey Peters got to lead this team. Obviously, you like what he's going to take what the defense is giving him right now. The Stars are dropping back a little bit in coverage. They don't want to give up the long one right now.
And again, another dump pass by Casey Peters, and he's hammered hard after a good pick up right there close to the first down. And they are going to give him the first down.
Big Cedric Johnson, who came in basically off of the rush there. Talking to Coach Tate Smith earlier, he said he loves to hit the guy that's running. They want to get the guy in motion, and he thinks Peters can deliver that ball to the man that's always in motion, and obviously that gives him the step up. A little bit different in arena football and here in the LSFL as you see those wide receivers moving forward quick.
Again, you got two on the left side and brings trips to the left. Got one in motion. He comes through the middle. And you have flags down on the field. Flags down the field.
Looks like that's going to be offsides, Wes. Yeah, exactly.
We'll see if it's looking maybe they singled a defensive offsides. Did they make the offensive line jump there? We'll see. They're waiting for the call.
I'll tell you
and it is defensive offside, so it's going to give 5 yards to the Wildcatters and bring up a 1st and 5 for Casey Peters and squad.
Well, Casey Peters already looking at Cedric Johnson, the big wide receiver, 6'4", 210, out of Iowa State and Southern Nazarene. I tell you what, right now they have Johnson in motion basically every play, and that's exactly where Peters has gone just about every throw.
And that's something. Casey's got a rocket arm, but he knows where to go when he needs to go there. Again, you got Casey Peters under center, one running back. Again, doubles to the left side, single on the right, drops back. He's being flushed a little bit, and there's a deep ball right there, and incomplete. A little bit overthrown. Good coverage there by number 9 of the New Mexico Stars.
Jason Allen with the good coverage. I'll tell you what, though, he was open. Allen was open there for a minute.
A little bit of an overthrow by Casey Peters. He kind of went over the wrong shoulder.
Well, he was being rushed, but David Little was open there for a second. Allen's going to have to tighten up that coverage because I'll tell you what, right now, just like Coach Smith said, they are going to look for the guy that's running, the guy that's in motion.
And here you go. You got doubles to the left, and you got Casey Peters under center, bringing the motion man in right through the middle of the 2 wide receivers. Comes back, and he's... should have been picked off. They read that, and he bit on that right away. That was
Darryl Robinson.
Number 8, Darryl Robinson. That's the guy you're going to see bringing back a lot of kickoffs for your New Mexico Stars. He's a speedy guy out there.
Well, I like the way that he was able to undercut that pass. He put himself in position there for the interception. Obviously, the Stars fans are getting excited now. What do we got? 3rd down. It's time to put a stuff to the Wildcatters. That's what the defense is looking for.
You got a 3rd and 5 from the 17-yard line, and it's still 2-down territory in indoor football. Here we go. You got Casey Peters under center. You got one to the right, one to the left. 3rd into motion on the left side. He brings it out. He's catches there right at the 22-yard line with forward progress, and he will have the 1st down at the 22.
Once again, that's David Little, West, and he just basically put himself in the position right where he needs to be. He knew where the sticks were. He knew where the line of scrimmage, where the 1st down marker was, and he put himself right in there, making himself available like we talked about.
And you can tell by us how fast this game is. Yeah. It's go, go, go.
Yeah, there's not a lot of slowing down. The time clock's moving fast. The play clock moves fast. And the players are moving fast. And if you blink, you miss something.
You got Cedric Johnson in motion. He hits right there. Hard hit. Casey dumps it off right there in the flat. And nice 7-8 yard gain there by Casey Peters. And we've only seen Casey go out there one time deep. And he hits the wide receiver. He needs to do it. And I think it's more, he used Cedric Johnson more as a decoy.
Well, I'll tell you what, once again, talking to Coach Smith earlier, he talked about the fact that they're going to use the motion guy to basically draw the defense to him, and that the guy underneath, the check guy, is the guy that they're going to hit a lot also. And he was wide open.
Casey Peters back under center.
Johnson's open. Oh, he missed it.
And Casey gets hit. The offensive line got blown up there by the Stars, and they were able to get right through that. And Casey had no chance. Cedric was wide open. Yeah, he would have walked into the end zone.
JT Cleveland with a great defensive play there. Like you said, he blew up the defensive line because Cedric was just wide open. There was nothing.
Well, you got
there.
Aaron Davis as well. Aaron Davis there was no offensive line there for the Wildcatters. And again, here brings up another 3rd down.
Marcus Smith calling for the Stars faithful to get fired up.
How often do you see this Marcus Smith on defense?
He's a big, tall guy. You got to like that. And once again, Davis, there he is. Cedric open once again.
Touchdown, Wildcatters. Fumble. Let's see if they call it. They call it a touchdown. It was across the goal line. But then you go, touchdown, Wildcatters. It was a pass, and they used the motion man that time, and they were Casey was able to get that to Cedric Johnson for the touchdown, and we slipped a tackle, and he was able to get into that touchdown.
Well, we talked about the size of Cedric Johnson. I mean, he's a big, strong young man. Made a couple, just didn't make any move. He made one move, and Peters had the ball right where he needed to be.
You got number 13, Kyle Check, in there for the kick. And the
offsides.
Let's see who they call it on, and you got Casey Peters holding. So we'll see how that goes. You saw him doing a little bit of pregame with that. Let's see who's the call on. Offsides on defense again. They're trying to jump the line a little bit too much, and they're getting caught for those offsides.
Well, they move it up a step closer.
Half the distance to the goal. It's 1 yard. 1 yard down. Well, here's the snap. And the ball is down. The kick is up, and it is good.
Looks good. Oh, there it is. Well, wait a minute.
No, it's good. 7-0 Wildcatters over the Stars with 9:25 to go. We're going to take a short, quick break here, and we'll catch you here in a few minutes. And we're back here with 9:25 to go in the first quarter. It's the West Texas Wildcatters 7, your New Mexico Stars 0. And we're back here at the beautiful Santa Ana Star Center. Leroy, what more can you say about this place?
No, it's a great place. It's a little bit out on the north side of Rio Rancho, but obviously you could see a lot of the Rio Ranchoans, and people made the trip from Albuquerque. It's a great night. I mean, it's a Saturday night. What else are you going to do in the city of Albuquerque and Rio Rancho but come out and watch a great LSFL indoor football game?
And
it's a blast.
And here's the kickoff. You got 2 stars back, Carl Winston, and number 7, Daryl Robinson back for the New Mexico Stars. Here's the kickoff by the Wildcatters, taken right at the goal line, and we'll see what style of kickoff they go to. And they kind of bounce it up, and it is caught by number 7, Daryl Robinson. He takes it up the middle, and there's that gap, and he's got one block. He switches it back, and he goes, and he could go for the touchdown. Oh, and he's taken down at the 2-yard line. What a great run back by Daryl Robinson. You saw him hit those gaps quick, and he went straight up that line. How about that run back, Leroy?
Wes, you got to love the blocking in the center there. They opened up that lane right up the middle. He didn't have to make too many moves, but the minute he caught the ball, if you notice, it just parted like Moses parting the Red Sea, and it was wide open down the middle of the field. One move, and unfortunately he didn't get it in completely. It looks like they stopped him there at the 2-yard line.
You know, you gotta give the props right now to Carl Winston. He was the other guy there, and he opened up that hole when he didn't get that ball and let that gap go in. Well, you know, you got McGlory back under center. You got Landrick Brody in the background. You got McGee in motion. And the pitch is over, and it is down at the 1-yard line. So that didn't work so well, but I like the idea of that. And that's something they struggled with last week, or 2 weeks ago, was that pitch play. And it was nice to see him get it there quickly, because that took too long to develop 2 weeks ago. So I already see an improvement there.
Well, you know, Coach Briamonte talked about, you know, the guy, McGlory's just got to learn the game. He's got to learn the speed of the game and way everything's going. You know, obviously with the fumbles that they had last week, you got to like the fact that they were able to just get the center to quarterback exchange proper right there.
And again, McGlory under center. Hand off to Landry Brody, and he's taken down in the backfield. The loss of 2 yards there. That's one where you don't want to see Landry going side to side. You want to see him going north-south and go straight up that field. He's got such a big body.
Well, Landrick Brody, of course, was a big fullback for the University of New Mexico here, so Lobo fans and Stars fans should know him. He's been here also for a few years with the Stars. But like you said, a big body like that, guy that also plays defensive line, you want to see Landrick going forward, not side to side.
Okay, you got McGlory going under center again. Landrick Brody. You got Dexter Manley and trips to the right, and you got McGee in motion with Marcus Smith also out there. McGlory
pressure. McGlory rolls out.
He's got and a catch and touchdown.
Incomplete.
Nope.
It was to Marcus Smith.
Okay.
They ruled it incomplete.
One ref has their arms up, one doesn't.
Well, the guy that actually saw the ref that actually saw the play could see that he dropped it. It would have been a spectacular catch if he had it as he was diving sideways too.
And you got to remember, these are hockey boards they're diving across too.
Yeah, but it would have been a great play if Marcus Smith would have made it. Unfortunately, the ball came out.
And it was nice to see McGlory not zip the ball as hard as he can in there, because he didn't have to that time.
We got a penalty. What do we got?
And we got a penalty on the field. We'll see what happens here. It looks like it's against the New Mexico Stars.
What do we got? Motion? Yep. So they march the Stars back 5 yards, it looks like. Is that procedure play?
It is a procedure call, but it's almost okay in this situation.
Yeah.
You're looking at a 4th down here, and you want a little bit extra room there. When you're that close to the end zone, it doesn't give you that much space to get open.
Well, what it also does is now it puts you put your wide receivers in motion again if the Stars choose to, and it gives them a little bit more room.
And they're not in motion right now, but we'll see what happens. And here we go. And here goes Marcus into motion for the Stars. And here McGlory steps back, and Marcus is open, and he drops the pass on 4th down.
Pass is a little behind him still. If the ball hits you in the hands, you think you got to catch that one.
That's what last week, producing when you're that close to the goal line. A great run back. The Stars 2 weeks ago were on their first drive. They got all the way down to the 1-yard line and weren't able to get it in. Wow. So that's something that's been nipping at their heels a little bit. That's something they got to get over. This is where the defense needs to step up, because in the game of indoor football here in the LSFL, if you spot a team 14 points, you have to get a turnover somewhere.
Well, this is, obviously the Stars defense is going to have to step up right now and try to make that play with the Wildcatters. We saw what Casey Peters did the last time he got the ball, so that's going to be tough. You're looking right now. We got a little bit. What is this? Miss Albuquerque's here, and the Galaxy Dancers as they get ready to introduce the Stars mascots, getting ready there to have some fun.
You know, when you come to these games, it's more than just an event, or more than just a football game. Excuse me. It's an event. You're having a great time all the time.
Well, you never know when you're going to be picked out of the stands as a young person to come out and get on the field and have a blast. And then obviously if you come to the games after the games are over, you also get to go down on the field and talk to the players and get autographs and all the fun stuff that kids love.
I still think my favorite event that they do here is that pizza box race.
Pizza box race? Well, it's definitely a
I think we should get Leroy down there doing the pizza box race one of these days. Come on.
Maybe eating the pizza, but I don't know so much about running and racing on the pizza. What do we got? What do we got? Some dancing going on here.
Oh, they're doing the to the left now, y'all. Take a step back now.
It's a shuffle, something shuffle.
And now they're going to get to put on.
Oh, the kid lost his shoe.
Let's see what the kid's a little bit confused. Oh, they grabbed the jersey or the shirts. Hey, but they're having fun. That's all that matters.
Hey, you got to give him credit because he lost his shoe. If you lose your shoe, that's a tough goal.
Hey, he's got the light up shoes though. He's the man.
He was able to find it.
All right. So what do the Stars got to do here? They got them back. They got them back pinned again. Casey was able to put a drive together and take advantage of the dump passes, and that's where guys like Allen got to step up. And the D-line proved they can motor over this offensive line. They got to do more of that and put Casey Peters under pressure.
Well, at this time, Coach Priamonte has to realize that, the Wildcatters are going strictly to the guy that is in motion. I mean, every time, just about every play has been the guy in motion sees the ball. So the defense has to adjust to that and force them to look at somebody else, hopefully giving the defensive line enough time to put some pressure on Casey Peters. If not, if he's allowed the time and they're just going to continue to hit the motion guy, they're just going to pick him apart.
And again, here you go. You got the Wildcatters coming up to the line. Hit the 7-yard line first down from the 7-yard line. You got one in motion on the left side. He's that again. It dumps it under, and a short gain there, maybe at 1 yard. Casey Peters gets the ball out there again in the flat. Nothing too hard to think about there. He just dumps it off in the flat and hopes for the best. He picks up 2 there on the second down and about 8 yards.
Great play by Jason Serta coming in and just recognizing right there, making the tackle, Wes. That's a solid play by the defense. Once again, it's something short, but you know that they're going to pop one long here eventually. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
You got one in the slot on the left side. He comes up. Casey Peters drops back. Big drop back. He's going deep. This one's a little bit overthrown. Is he able to get there? And he is. And he able to sneak around there. He got out of the end zone. And a nice move by. Is this Mark?
Oh, from behind. Fumble. No, they called it on the ground.
And that was Daryl Robinson, number 7. That was overthrown by Casey, and it felt like that was going straight to Daryl. That was a great.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wes, that's exactly what it was. I'll tell you what, I just lost my train of thought there.
No, but it was
Robinson was just a great, he played center field out there, was able to do what he needed to do to make the play.
And, that's what we were talking about when they were able to not punch it in the end zone there. They had to get a turnover. They had to.
Well, here we go, McGlory here, get the ball for the second time. Let's see what they can do with it this time. Obviously, they ran the ball a lot left. McGlory, there we go. It's the bugaboo from last week, Wes. Once again, the center snap. But I think McGlory, once again, just pulled out a little too quickly.
That's something he's not used to. He's used to being under in the shotgun line, and that's something we had to get used to last year with Casey Peters. He was a guy that came from the shotgun, and now he's under center. He's got to clean that up a little bit, and they lost about 3 yards there, so it brings up a 2nd and 13 from the 11-yard line on the Stars side of the field. So we got McGlory back under center. You got Marcus Smith in motion to the right side, and he's in motion. Here goes. Drop back. Pass. Wide open. Marcus Smith, big gain. Gets you right there back in a manageable 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, that was great because McGlory had number 90, and let me pull out a name real quick for you. Antonio Dixon coming in from up center. Just as he stepped up and threw the ball, he was able to take Dixon's pop right to the chest. He got up, and great pass, great reception.
It's nice to see. I can see in just these 2 weeks the development of McGlory. He's not throwing the ball as hard and as fast as he has last week where the wide receivers don't have time to get to it. Again, you have Landrick Brody in the backfield, McGlory under center, with McGee in motion. McGee takes in motion straight up the field. McGlory hits him. He's wide open. Is he going to get it? Touchdown, Stars! Again, perfect play. Guy went into motion right in the slot on your right side. Hit it. He broke it. He kind of got defensive illegal touching there, and he fell down on that touching. but McGee wide open and scores a touchdown. That's what the Stars need to do to be successful, and it was nice to see him float the ball up there and let the wide receiver McGee adjust to the ball.
Well, you got to like that McGee was able to fight off the physical play by Desmond Baker, and obviously, as you saw, Baker ends up hitting the ground as they kind of tangled up there a little bit. You got to like the strength of McGee able to fight off that physical play.
We'll see, and we got number 12 for the Stars, Andrew McGlory, back, and it's blocked.
Got to make a tackle here.
And you got the
holder.
You got McGlory back there kicking, straight on kicking. It was blocked. Something talking to Coach Biramonte. He doesn't like doing extra points. I think he just tried it out one time. Now it's time. I think he's going to go to the 2-point conversions the rest of the time.
Well, now they're down 7-6. You're almost going to have to at this point.
Yeah, and it's something you see. It's like you have to do that. And if you're going to miss consistent extra points, what hurts you from going out there and just doing it every time?
But absolutely nothing, to be honest with you. I mean, at this point in time, you got to look at it now. You're down 7-6, like you mentioned. You can't leave points. You can't. We got a cookie kicking a field goal. Don't sign him up.
He almost took out Rashay, My 50 TV's VJ over there, who sang a beautiful national anthem we have to mention. But that was important for the Stars, and let's see what they can do, and let's see if they can intercept Casey Peters again and put pressure on him. But we have a quick break here. We're going to sign up for about a few seconds here, and we'll be right back with New Mexico Stars football. Back here at the Santa Ana Stars Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, it's the Wildcatters 7, New Mexico Stars 6, with 4:12 remaining in the first quarter. All right, Leroy, here we go. We got Marcus Smith teeing up the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Biramonte might have to look at Marcus Smith doing the field goal kicking if they're going to go that route, because McGlory's straight-on kick just didn't get high enough, and obviously it was blocked. Still a great pass, and here we go with the kickoff.
And one of those kicks right on the ground, and it takes a wicked hop and into the end and into the fans. So there's your souvenir.
Yeah, some lucky Stars fans get the ball and gets to display it for everyone to see. Don't throw it back. This isn't like Chicago Cubs baseball where you throw the ball back. You hold on.
This isn't minor league when you're playing against the Cleveland Indians and you're throwing the ball back every time.
No, you hold on to that ball. You take that home and you can take it to your friends at school.
Or you take it on the field after the game and get your favorite Stars autographs.
No, but I'm talking about Monday at school. You show the other kids there at school. Look, this is what I got from the Stars game.
All right, so we got 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for the Wildcatters. Since the ball went out, that's where it gets spotted. So we go. Casey Peters under center. You got two on the right side, one in motion on left, and he takes the snaps, drops back, and he's got time, and he's good coverage again, and off the fingertips. And he was just enough in front of him to where he couldn't see the ball until the last second, and that went off number.
Jason Allen once again with just an excellent defensive play, kept himself in position, didn't get burned by the double move there. And
Cedric Johnson, he has got great hands, but it was just Allen was just able to put enough pressure onto him to make the tip ball go away from him. And here we go. We got one on either side, one in motion. And here Casey calls him into motion. Casey takes a snap. Snap is up, and he drops it back. And it's another souvenir into the stands.
I think that's the first bad pass, really, that we've seen Casey Peters throw, as it was a little bit behind the little there. And obviously it went into the stands for another souvenir.
You think we can get a souvenir up here?
I'll tell you what, I think for sure both quarterbacks could make it up here. I don't know why they'd go at this angle, though.
You got Red Menace up here, man. They just go out there. All we do is catch touchdowns.
But would you dive for the ball? That's what I want to know.
I don't have a good enough insurance plan. So Casey Peters under center again. You got one in motion, one either side. He comes up the slot and down the middle, and he's going deep again. And this one is off the fingertips again. Great defense up there. And this is what we wanted to see in the last drive. And they're pressuring him a little bit. And again, you have...
That's Darryl Robinson once again.
You have Darryl Robinson and Marcus, Darryl Robinson and Marcus Smith back there in the field. And Marcus is asking the fans to get up and get live. The crowd seemed a little bit low right at the beginning of the game, but it filled in nicely.
Well, the fans are coming out. Obviously, it's a little bit of a late arriving crowd, but it looks like they're having fun. You got kids here with their jerseys on. Obviously, they had their their football game today, and now they're watching the pros do it.
I got Casey Peters under center, and he is putting Cedric Johnson into motion. Cedric Johnson into motion. Here's the snap, and Casey hits Cedric for the first down.
Allen's holding on for dear life. They're running him into the wall. Bam, there it is, right into the Don Chalmers wall.
And he was able to get the first down there on fourth down. That was a big play there. If the Stars could have held them, they could have switched it and put them into checkmate there and have the lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wes, you got to like the way the defense is playing for the Stars right now. They've been tested. Allen and Robinson have both been tested deep, and they both passed the test so far.
It seems like the only thing that's working for Casey Peters and the Wildcatters is that short on the flat passes.
Well, the Stars aren't giving up the deep ball. That's what it is. It looks like they might be offsides there.
We'll see what the call is. The last two times we've seen this happen, it's been Stars on defensive encroachment there. We'll see what the call is this time.
Looked like JT Cleveland stepped over the line of scrimmage, to be honest with you.
False start offense. So
he was drawn offsides.
So that's going to move back. The Wildcatters 5 yards on first down. It's going to bring up a 1st and 15 from the 23-yard line of the Wildcatters, trying to get into Stars territory. If you don't know indoor football, it is goal line to 25 and 25 to goal line. So it's only a 50-yard field. Think of a ice hockey rink without the without the glass. You still got the walls.
You got the walls. You don't have a puck, but you got a football, and you've got big bodies that are sitting there trying to crush you.
You got Kyle into motion for the Wildcatters. Wildcatters and Casey Peters rushed, and we got a flag down. We'll see what the flag is on, but Casey Peters is taken down 1 yard behind. We'll see what the flag is if it's a.
That looked kind of like a busted play, Wes. That didn't look like something that they really wanted to do. No, he thought he had an opening, and I can't see the number of who it was that was able to make the play. There was a holding call there.
Holding on offense.
Was that JT Clee? Oh, he was just ripped down.
And they were still, and even with the holding call, this is where you get interesting. You sacked them, but they didn't gain anything. But you're going to give them another play on first down here.
Roosevelt Falls was able to make the move, and the offensive lineman for the Wildcatters just grabbed him by the shoulder pads and just said, "Come down, you're coming down here with us." First, still made the play.
1st and 25.
Yeah, well.
1st and a mile.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what.
It's indoor football.
Yeah, I was going to say LSFL rules and the way these players play. That's an easily made conversion.
And center exchange. Casey drops it. Looks like Casey was able to fall right on top of it.
Stars over. Uh-oh, wait a second. What's the call? Looks like they're calling second down.
Second down. Again, this has been a drive to forget so far for the Wildcatters. So you got 2nd and 25. Mark is trying to get the crowd going. You got 9 seconds. This might be in the end of the first quarter. You got 6 seconds, and this looks like it'll be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, it's the West Texas Wildcatters 7, your New Mexico Stars 6. We'll be right back to the beautiful Santa Ana Stars Center here in a minute. Welcome back to the beautiful Santa Ana Stars Center here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. It's the end of the first quarter, and it's the West Texas Wildcatters 7 and your New Mexico Stars 6. If you're wondering where West Texas Wildcatters are out of, it's out of the Odessa Midland area in West Texas. It's a booming little town down there. It's let's put it this way: they're known for football, marching bands, and oil.
And more football.
That's what it's known about there. But it's been a good game. It's tough to see. You know, as a fan of this team, it's tough to see Casey Peters in another uniform.
Well, it was kind of interesting pregame before obviously they went in the locker room. A lot of Stars fans that remember Casey Peters playing here last year, where he did win Offensive MVP of the league and just had a spectacular year. We're kind of giving him a hard time, ribbing him, just saying, you don't look as good in this uniform as you do in the New Mexico Stars uniform. He had a smile, but the fans, they loved Casey Peters last year. The Thor and
he's just
he's
just a good guy.
And he's just so engaging. That's the thing, and just a great ambassador and representative for the league. The way he talks to all the fans, he smiles, high fives the kids. They just love him. I mean, they love it. They love Casey Peters here in Rio Rancho and the New Mexico Stars fans. And it is a little tough seeing him with the long flowing locks playing with that Wildcatters white and green on.
He did look better with the New Mexico Stars colors on, but hey, McGlory's he's playing better.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wes, we're not used to seeing this kind of a defensive battle in the LSFL. We're used to the huge scores, and let's see if the Wildcatters are the first to really try to open this up and see if the Stars defense is still able to stop them.
They're going to need to. 2nd and 25. You got one in motion. Number 13, Kyle Jeck, and he sets in motion. Casey Peters drops back, and he's got 3. He's being rushed a little bit off the fingertips and almost intercepted. He was almost able to get there, and that was number 8. Was that Roland Bruno out there?
Yeah, it is Roland Bruno
and
out there.
Roland Bruno out there off his fingertips. And he's shaking himself out there. He's like, I should have had that. I should have had that. Roland's just sometimes he might be smaller than most of the guys, but he's a man among boys with some stuff he does.
I'll tell you what, they rolled Peters out that time to try to get him off the pressure. He thought he saw something. He threw across the field a little bit, and a little bit behind the wide receiver, giving Roland Bruno, obviously was tipped, giving him the opportunity for that interception.
You got Casey Peters under center, and here you go. He drops back. He looks to his left. He hits down the middle, and Casey, something we don't see Casey do a lot of there is overthrow the ball. That's something we didn't see a lot of it all last year.
I'll tell you what, Cedric Johnson was wide open too. I mean, he had that seam route perfectly run, and he was wide open. There wasn't a defender around him. He might have been able to walk into the end zone right there.
2 steps into the end zone. That's how big he is.
I'll tell you what, you got to look at that stride. That's what did they have him listed at 6'4". He looks like a beast down there. At least, you take one stride and it looks like he gobbles up about 5 yards. And like you said, there's not that many yards in the LSFL, not that much ground to cover. But boy, he looks like he can cover some yardage.
Okay, here we go. 4th and 25. You got Cedric Johnson motion. Casey Peters dropped back. He's rushed a little bit. And let's see.
Underneath guy.
And they stop him before the first down.
No, he got it.
No.
Oh, no, I see. I'm looking at the wrong.
And that was 4th and 25. Hey, you give up that. You give it up. You plant your feet at the first down marker, and you don't let them get past it, and that's what they did. And here you go. Gives the Stars an opportunity to take the lead.
Well, Wes, you talked about this when the Wildcatters scored their first touchdown, that you really don't want to give up a double-score lead because it's so hard to get the ball back and it's so hard to make that play. Now, obviously, the Stars are able to try to get that advantage this time, and they have to find a way to score. So far, they had the short field before, they had the turnover, and that sort of stuff. They got to find a way to punch this one into the end zone and then obviously get that extra point. You hate to see it end on just that 1-point differential.
And here we go. You got McGlory in motion. You got Marcus Smith in motion. McGlory steps back. He's pressured a little bit. He's able to get the ball. It is tipped. A great tip there by number 2, Kelly Dawson of the West Texas Wildcatters.
How can you see that with the hair?
The front of the uniform.
You saw the front of the uniform.
He was turned around.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm just magic, man.
McGlory kind of threw that one up for grabs. That's something that I'm sure Coach Priamante went.
Like, please don't do it.
Thrown. And it's not so much that it was a great defensive play. He was in position, but I'll tell you what, McGlory's got to watch that. Obviously, he's under pressure. The offensive line, who's a solid offensive line, to be honest with you. McGlory hasn't been under a lot of pressure, but that time you can't throw it up for grabs.
McGlory's under center, drops back,
Manley's
and he's
open.
being pressured, and Manley's wide open.
Oh,
and just a little bit over too much, but McGlory was under pressure and took another pop there. He was guarded there by number 20 of
Corey Manson. I'll tell you what, Manson made a nice recovery, because if you notice, I yelled out right there, Manley is open, and he had a couple steps, so Manson was able to make up those steps and obviously just get enough in the way that Manley wasn't able to catch that ball cleanly.
It brings up a third and 10 from the 18-yard line for the New Mexico Stars. They're in the huddle. They break the huddle right here, and you got Dexter Manley to the left, you got McGee to the right, and you got Marcus Smith in motion with McGlory under center, and Marcus in motion and steps back. and he goes to Marcus Smith, and Marcus
Look
is
at
able
that.
to make the tip catch, and he is going to walk into the end zone. 5 touchdown Stars, and he's going to get flagged.
Celebration flag.
He's going to get that over celebration, overzealous. But if you don't know Marcus Smith, that's who he is.
A little high stepping, and then well, you might be too young to remember this, Wes, but it was the Nesty plunge, if you will, as he fell backwards into the Hotel Cascada end zone.
The what? Plunge?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you're too young to remember that. For us older folks, we know exactly what that is.
Oh, I'm lost. That's what I think of that right now. Yeah. And look at it, Marcus being Marcus, who he is.
But the fans love it. The fans appreciate it. There he is getting some high fives and some adulation from the fans, and the crowd loves it.
Hey, that's a quick hit, boom, touchdown.
You got to like. How about the play? Just keeping the concentration because the ball was tipped, and he was able to pop it up and make the catch and then kind of strut into the end zone. But of course, he got the celebration, and the Stars fans are letting him hear it. They're letting the referees know exactly how they feel about the rule.
And the Stars look like, let's see if they're gonna bring the ball back, and they're waiting on the call. And let's see how far it gets moved back here. Is it a 15-yard penalty? Is it a 10-yard penalty? And looks like they actually declined the call. And I can understand that because if you do move the ball back, it does give you a better opportunity to have more wide open wide receivers.
And here they are going for the 2-point play, like we talked about. Why even mess with the field goal or the extra point when you can just go for 2? And
you got McGee in motion off the side. McGee comes in, and Dexter Manley off his fingertips.
Looked like that hit him in the shoulder pads, Wes. It looked like he let that ball get too close to the body, and it popped right off his pad.
I like that play, though.
They flooded everything over there, and Manley was able to slip underneath the coverage and just put in the right spot. Unfortunately, the pass, whether it was the pass was too fast or whether Manley let it hit his chest, it was incomplete. But I like the call, like you said. I think the setup was perfect.
And that's something you don't see Manley do a lot of. Usually, he's the most sure-hand wide receiver you have out there. And you go, and with 11:10 remaining, New Mexico Stars leading 12-7. We'll be right back here from the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Welcome back to the Santa Ana Star Center here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. It's your New Mexico Stars 12 and the West Texas Wildcatters 7. We weren't able to get that 2-point conversion there after it went off the pads of Dexter Manley, but hey, we got the lead, and the defense has been playing awesome.
Well, the defense has really shut down the Wildcatters at this point, really. If you would have told me with Casey Peters throwing the ball for the West Texas Wildcatters to be this far into the game, into the first half, and for the West Texas Wildcatters to only have 7 points, Wes, I would have been shocked. I mean, it's just not the way this game is played, but I think Allen and Robinson have been really sharp.
And here we go, the kickoff by Marcus Smith takes a bad bounce into the end zone again. This could be a good one, and he's going to have to knee it, or is that?
No, you can't knee it. There's no kneeing it. Indoor game, you have to take it out.
And that should be called, you were thinking that should be called a safety there. But we'll see what they after they convene and see what they do.
It's a
one point for New Mexico.
So there's your extra point that you missed.
So first down for the Wildcats.
So the way the rule works, you have to take it out. If you don't take it out, obviously the defensive team or the kicking team, if you will, gets the 1 point, and then the receiving team goes on offense, but they surrender the 1 point. But you have to take it out of the end. So there's no the only way you can down it if it goes out over the wall.
And they get the ball there at the 15-yard line, and it's a first down for the Wildcatters led by Casey Peter. So they made up 1 there, but so at least they're not going to be down 2 now.
Well,
if West Texas
it makes it that 6-point game, and now all of a sudden a 2-point conversion or an extra point. Now you can get that score. Those 1 points are important.
Casey Peters drops back there, and they're going to
we got a roughing penalty coming up.
And they're going to call a roughing the passer here. on the play. That'll be a personal foul, and that'll move ahead. They got that ball out to the 24-yard line, the Wildcatters did, but Casey took a big lick there, and we'll see what the call is. It's a personal foul.
Yeah, Keith McCaskill unloaded on Casey Peters. He's a big kid, but McCaskill was able to, just as Peters was stepping up, McCaskill was able to kind of lay the lumber on him.
And that's the kind of that mid-range pass game we haven't seen a lot of by Casey this game. And it got him a solid 10 yards, but you're going to tack on another 15 here after the roughing the passer. That's one of those calls where you're kind of like, yeah, I like the enthusiasm of it, but if you see him let go of that ball and you can get away from it, stay away.
Yeah, but the game's so fast. I mean, the arena game is so fast, the indoor game, that sometimes you just can't pull back. It's so close. It was just a fine line. It's not like he took 2 steps and nailed him. It was just a bang bang play.
You got one in motion. Casey Peters steps back. Casey Peters with a sling, and that was a beautiful pass by Casey Peters. And there's a fumble, and oh man, I don't know how you get more lucky than that one. Casey Peters slung it in there, beautiful play, and a helmet to the ball, and the ball goes flying straight into a Wildcatters, I believe, an offensive lineman.
It was Dennis Morris, who's actually a wide receiver running back. And Morris was just at the right place at the right time. It almost looked like it was supposed to be a lateral, like they drew it up that way. Obviously they didn't, but that's one of those right place, right time. Hey, it's my lucky day. Look what I just found.
Yeah, that's one that's hard pill to swallow there, because that should be a fumble, and that could have been easily New Mexico Stars football. But there we go. We got first and goal at the 4-yard line for Casey Peters, and Wildcatters, you got one in motion, bringing trips to the left. And here he goes with the snap, and he pitches it over to his running back, and he has nowhere to go. He is dropped in the backfield for a 2-yard loss by the New Mexico Stars. Big Jason
Serta comes in off the corner position and just stuffs it.
There was nowhere to go on that one. New Mexico Stars defense was too quick for him, and they were able to stuff him for a 2-yard loss, bring up a second and goal from the 6-yard line.
You got to like the way Serta, like I said, was able to shed that block. I mean, that's the most important thing. He had the wide receiver whiff on him, and that just left him wide open. The way they flooded the entire side there, Wes, they had blockers in front, but if you can get past the blocker, you have a wide open shot to the ball carrier, and that's exactly what Serta did.
You got one in motion, bringing trips to the right, and here we go. And Casey Peters drops back, and he is down right there. He lost a 1 right there in the flat again.
Again,
and another flag there. We're going to see what they call. They're going to call a late hit, I believe, by the New Mexico Stars. And we're going to see what happens. See where the call is.
What do they call? Oh, you know what? I think unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's going to give him an automatic first down, half the distance to the goal.
I thought he had him by the face mask, possibly on that tackle, looking at the replay up there, but no, they called unsportsmanlike conduct, so they must have been talking a little smack after that.
We've seen 2 penalties that are going to possibly keep this drive going, and you bring it down 3rd and goal.
Not sure if Coach Briamonte is yelling at the referees or he's yelling at his players for not playing smart there.
And you got 3rd-yard line, and it's again, yes, automatic first down from the 3-yard line. Casey Peters steps up under center. Here you got no motion, double wide receivers to the right, single to the left, and he brings over trips, and they run into
each other.
Run into each other. They tried to do something there. What was it? We don't know.
Shoves. Now we got the shoves.
It's getting chippy out there by the Stars and the Wildcatters.
It looks like that was on Ramon Randall, who you never catch the first guy, you always catch the second guy.
We'll see.
Randall was the second guy to give a shove, and I think that's who they're going to get on the penalty.
We're going to see if they call offsetting or what they're going to call here, and we'll await the referee's call tonight.
Yeah.
Offsetting calls, and they caught both guys that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, like you said, it's getting a little chippy up there. I'll tell you what, the Wildcatters have to be a little frustrated, Wes, because right now their long game wasn't working, their short game's not working, the intermediate game's not working. Stars defense came to play tonight.
The Stars penalties are working for them.
Well, that's kind of working, so if they can get them into maybe a little bit more of a shove fest, maybe that would be the thing.
And here you go, Casey Peters drops back, and he rifles one there.
Oh, what a bullet that was.
And it is in for the touchdown. That's the Casey Peters we know. That was a bullet.
That was just a whistler. cut that. I mean, it was a great play because he put it in the only place that Hakeem Gadi, and I'm going to butcher this last name, and I apologize, Hakeem Gadiaga. He put it right on his hip, the only guy that could make that play. Because let's face it, the defense was right on him. The defender was right on him. But it was just a heck of a play.
All right, Casey Peters in there to take the snap for kicker Kyle Jurt. And his kick is up, and it is blocked, and that's big. And go. And if he's able, and he's not able to, but there's where your 1 point comes in handy. You got a tie game now.
I'll tell you what, once again, getting in there was Roosevelt Falls, Wes. Roosevelt Falls comes in for the big block. I mean, that's twice now that the Wildcatters have gone for that extra point and been stuffed.
That's where that one extra point, or that 1 point on the kickoff return comes in handy now. Now you get the ball back into McGlory in the offense's hands. And here come out the Galaxy Dancers, led by their mascot, throwing out some free stuff into the stands. Again, we tell you, if you're at home right now listening to this game, you should be out here supporting the Lone Star Football League and your New Mexico Stars. It puts a product out here on the field. You get to sit in a beautiful arena. And don't give me that excuse, oh, it's a 30-minute drive. Well, for guys like myself and Leroy, who always have to drive down to Albuquerque for everything, come on up to Rio Rancho, get away from Albuquerque for a little bit, come to this beautiful arena. Hey, we got Blake Slaughterburger here in this Santa Ana Star Center. It doesn't get much better than that.
More importantly, Wes, you come out and see some great arena football action, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Is all of a sudden you're starting to see some scoring. It's 13-13. Both teams are starting to kind of figure things out. They kind of know each other. We got to remember, we're still early in the season. I mean, it's still really early in the season.
Second game for both teams.
Both teams are still kind of working on their rosters, trying to figure out who's going to stick around for the long haul, what pieces they have to bring together and put together. Talking to Coach Briamonte, talking to Coach Tate, who's the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach there for the Wildcatters. Both of them talked about the fact is we don't know exactly what we have right now. We're still kind of trying to figure out where all the moving parts are and where all the moving pieces are and how we can make sure and kind of build that chemistry. So it's still real early in the season, and still it's 13-13. Both teams getting a little excited. Of course, the West Texas Wildcatters. I like their logo with the A and the little, what is that? I guess it's the Wildcat biting them there in the hip there. They're wearing that neon green with white, and then the New Mexico Stars, home New Mexico Stars, in their black. You
know, and we got Kyle Jack back to kick off. He's a 6'6", 215-pound kicker / quarterback, so I guess it's Casey's backup. And we're going to see what he does, and he kicks it off. And again, a bouncing kickoff back to the Stars. And number 8, Bruno has the ball, and he dances around one.
Look at this. One block is all he needs. Nope.
And he's still up. That's Bruno for you. And he gets it out to the 17-yard line. The kid just doesn't go down.
Yeah, he's swinging his arms, giving him a shimmy, whatever it takes.
Don't put that loaf of bread out there for that foam. That's what I get nervous about a lot.
Well, but I mean, you can't fault the guy for fighting for that, trying to fight and break that one play. As we saw in a couple of the touchdowns tonight, all you have to do is break that one tackle, and you can walk right in there.
I'll never forget Roland Bruno's body slam / push off last year. That was amazing. But you got McGlory under center. You got Landrick Brody in the backfield, McGlory. You got Dexter Manley in motion, and he brings trips to the left. And in the slot, he drops back, and McGlory's being rushed, and he's able to get the ball away. That's a smart decision. He threw it in the ground right in front of the New Mexico Stars wide receiver, number 20.
Well, you gotta like the size of McGlory, though.
James Cleveland.
Yeah, McGlory had a body draped all over him, but he stayed up he didn't go down after all, but he had just enough to just wind that ball up, and like you said, if we were in outdoors, he would have killed some worms there, but we're indoors, so there was no worms to kill, but
he's hurting the ice below the turf.
There you go. He cracked some ice. How's that?
And again, McGlory steps back, and he's being rushed again. He's able to get away. And he just throws it into the stands for another souvenir. Let's see. Oh, and he took a dive there right in the stands. Hey, the things you do for a football.
Hey, if you're going to go for a football, you're going to go all out. There's no holding back, even if you're in the stands. You got to go all out. You got to do what it takes to secure that football from the other fans that want it as well.
You know, McGlory's been rushed here. He's been put in
He's been put in tough situations 2 plays in a row now with bodies flying around. He's made the good plays and throwing them away. He didn't make the plays that he was making last week where he just threw it up for grabs. Both plays, no Wildcat defender had a shot of actually picking that off. And that's a smart play. That's where you start getting that maturity.
And you got Andrew McGlory again under center, and he takes a snap. He's got a little bit more time,
Under
and
pressure.
it's gone.
Nope, it's gone.
And he had a little bit of time there, but again, seems like a new Wildcatters defense out there.
Well, Leonard Williams was able to come up the middle and put the pressure on and eventually get the sack. Wes, we talked about this before the game. I talked to Coach Priamonte about this. You just don't have that time. You have maybe one. You have your motion guy that you're going to throw to, or the guy that's your hot read, and then after that, you may have a checkoff. Maybe have a checkoff, but that's it. You don't have time to hold the ball and sit there and go through progressions and look and see if you got a 1, 2, 3, or 4. You got 1, maybe 2.
And we got McGlory again. Here we go. He gets under center. Product out of Prairie View A&M in Texas. Andrew is going to take the snap. He got in motion, and here you go. And he's able to find him. McGee is wide open, and he's able to get the first down. McGee is able to get the first down for the New Mexico Stars.
We got a penalty flag down, Wes. It looks like there's going to be a holding call.
And these penalties are killing the Stars this quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, you got to give McGlory credit once again. He was able to slip out of the initial pressure and give himself the opportunity. He extended the play and allowed the wide receiver to get open, but unfortunately there was a holding call there.
Number 66, offensive tackle Jeremiah Finlay.
Jeremiah Fennell.
And takes away a great play by Andrew McGlory there. But here we go, 5-yard line. Weren't the Wildcatters just here?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's 4th down, and all of a sudden the Stars are in a little bit of a tough position here. You've got to get this first down. It's huge.
Let's see. It looks like it's going to be a timeout. Let's see what we have the call here. We're going to see what they do. You don't see a lot of punting here in indoor football, but we're going to see what they decide to do. And we got a timeout by the New Mexico Stars here with 5:12 to go in the second quarter. It's your New Mexico Stars 13, Wildcatters 13. Back here at the San Antonio Star Center, the New Mexico Stars are here in a long 4th down from their own 5-yard line, trying to get it there. You're looking at about a 4th and 20 for the New Mexico Stars, but you got Andrew McGlory under center. You got one in motion, brings doubles to the left, and here he goes. McGee's in motion. Andrew steps back, and he's under pressure in the end zone, and he is down, and that's going to be a safety for the Wildcatters, and that's what they've been doing this whole drive, and they've been putting pressure. The O-line disappeared this drive.
I tell you what, the Wildcatters just blew up the Stars' offensive line right there. There wasn't one play in that series that the offensive line was able to just keep them off of McGlory at all. I mean, it's a fast game to begin with, but when your offensive line doesn't make any blocks or are just on their heels the entire time, quarterback doesn't have a shot, and he didn't have a shot there at all. I mean, they needed 25 yards, but he didn't even have an opportunity to really get farther. But I'll tell you what, Wes, this is kind of a blessing in disguise for the Stars, because if they would have had an incomplete pass there, the Wildcatters have the ball there on the 3-yard line and just an easy march into the end zone.
Yeah, but you look at the 2 points, but your defense has to step up here, and that could turn it into a 2-score game with a touchdown and an extra point.
But I'll tell you what, you still have the 2-point conversion that could tie it up even if they scored. I don't know. I just think you'd rather give up the 2 than you would the 7.
We'll see how it plays out.
And the Stars' defense has been playing really tough.
Well, with my great mind, I know I'm always right.
Oh.
So we'll see who comes through this. Again, my name's Wes Henderson. My partner over here, Leroy Lucero. We're big football fans. We work with a couple different companies out here with doing sports television. So it's fun to get out here and call play-by-play for an organization like the New Mexico Stars.
I'll tell you, and we've talked about it, a couple times. LSFL football, you have to love it. You have to love what it's all about. The scoring is finally starting to pick up a little bit. The defense is getting good, and the offense is starting to make some plays.
And we'll see what the call is here. Again, you got Marcus Smith taking the kickoff here. And you got one back for the Wildcatters over here, and that is number 5, Roel Johnson. He is 5'10", 180. He's going to be taking the kickoff return. Well, it depends, too, how Marcus kicks the ball. And here's Marcus back, and the kick is a squib kick down the middle. It is taken at, and he fumbles it, but he's able to pick it up, and he's got a lane. But he's taken trip down there. Good tackle there by number 22, Carl Winston. Carl Winston able to trip him up right at the ankles, or he was gone.
Trip him up. He put his shoulder pads right on his thigh. That was a textbook tackle right there. You got to like it. I mean, he didn't wrap him, but I'll tell you what, there was no way that he was going to be able to survive that. I mean, he just obliterated his feet right there. Just took him right out from underneath him.
So
excellent play.
So we got 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line on the Wildcatters side of the field. Again, we're here at the Star Center in Rear Ranch. So Casey steps under center with one on either side. You got Cedric into motion, and he stays into motion, and a drop back in the flat again, and there's a little bit of space there for him.
Wide receiver screen there.
And right against the boards there, and able to get a 4-yard gain to the 24-yard line of the New Mexico Stars. Casey Peters again going to the dump pass.
You know what? We've talked about him a little bit, but you got to give props to Marcus Smith for the defense that he's been playing so far. He had the tackle there, and he just reached out with one arm, grabbed him by the shoulder pad, and said, I don't think so. I think he'll stop right here.
Marcus is a big guy.
He's a big guy. He's a strong guy, and we've never seen him play defense before. When he played for the University of New Mexico, when he played for the Baltimore Ravens, it was all about wide receivers. So it's interesting watching him play a little linebacker here.
Again, you got number 13, Kyle Jegg, in motion, and Casey Peters under center, and takes a snap, a quick handoff there, and he's got some room there, and he's able to get it up there close to the first down. It looks like he's about a yard short there. He takes it up to about the 18-yard line, leaving a 3rd and 2 on the New Mexico Stars side of the field. And we'll see where they spot the ball. I'll make that about a third and 1 for Casey Peters and the Wildcatters offense.
And that was a broadcaster's curse, Wes, as Marcus Smith got blown up on that play. Just talking about how big he is, and the motion man, Johnson, just wiped him out.
And again, you got Casey Peters under center. You got, and
penalty.
Let's see what the call is on the field. Illegal formation on the offense. That'll push them back 5 yards. That's a big 5 yards. That makes it 3rd and 6 going in there for the Wildcatters. And again, we'll see what Casey Peters comes out. They've been able to get 3-4 yards a pop on their passes to the flat. We'll see what they come out here with this time. And they got that big wide receiver in Cedric Johnson. So here we go. We got Casey Peters looking at the play. And you got doubles to the right, a single on the left, number 13. Kyle Jett goes into motion. He comes back, brings trips to the right. Casey Peters takes a snap, steps back, and right there, and Cedric Johnson is, and good for.
Oh, look at that.
And he makes up for it right there for you, Leroy.
That was Marcus Smith right there, and there he is telling him what time it is. You know what? Marcus Smith put his helmet right into the chest of Cedric Johnson, who he's giving up a little bit of size there, but he put his helmet right in his chest and just rode him into the wall, right into the Prime Source Mortgage Tina Krupar sign there, right into there.
And he made up for you there. He had a good play, and then he got blown up, and then he got another good play. So, come on.
I would look for that same sort of play right here, maybe going to the opposite side. It seems like the Wildcatters have done well using the motion guy just to kind of clear out everything and letting the guy underneath get
Cedric Johnson in motion. Casey Peters steps back, a little bit overthrown.
Intercepted.
Part of you wishes he went to drop that or just knock it down.
No. Jason Serta once again with an excellent interception there.
I guess Leroy won West 10 already, but you got a point there because you were right. The defense stepped up.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. The Stars defense has played tough tonight. Their corners and their safeties have played really solid. They've made quality tackles, and more importantly, they haven't allowed the Wildcatters wide receiver core to get open very much. I really like it, and any time that the Wildcatters have been able to catch the ball, they've been able to close defensively and stop them from really gaining much yardage.
All right, so here we go. We are back on looks like about the 14-yard line, and number 2, McGee, into motion. McGlory under center, and he takes a snap, and as he's tripping, he's able to get the ball to McGee, and McGee has nowhere to go.
I think the center, he stepped on his foot there, Wes. Just the way he came out, his foot was stuck there, and
he still got the pass away, but they lost about 5 yards there.
Like I said, once again, the bugaboo from the last game is here again. The center quarterback exchange has a problem. McGlory gets stepped on. He gets his foot stepped on. He still had the what do you want to say, the wherewithal to throw the ball out. Unfortunately, like you said, it went backwards. You don't want to see that. But they've really got to work on that center quarterback snap situation.
McGlory is under center, and here goes Roland Bruno. He brings trips to the right, and Bruno is up. He goes in the slot. Bruno's up, open the face, intercepted, underthrown.
Cedric Johnson again. Is he playing defense there?
We'll see where it goes, and that was the first interception by Andrew McGlory. And we'll see where they spot the ball there, and it's on the 5-yard line. And that was the Stars' opportunity to make something happen, get the lead back after giving up the safety. But defense, let's see what you got again.
I think that was Cedric Johnson, who was just playing center field there. Obviously, McGlory was once again under pressure. He's got a guy coming right up the middle. He wasn't able to arc the ball. He tried to throw it on a rope, and you're just not going to get the ball over Johnson. They have him listed, like I said, at 6'4", but I think he plays a little bit bigger than that.
He's just a big body with a big wide arm span.
Yeah, well, you got to throw the ball higher. I mean, you got to have an arc on it, or just throw the ball deep, where no one else can catch it.
All right,
just a mistake.
Oh, penalty. It looks like it's going to be on the Wildcatters there, and it's going to push them back 5 yards. You got offensive lineman, I think it's Vincent Williams.
But you know what? Once again, in this game, in the arena game, where you have guys moving forward, in motion and stuff, you kind of want, you really don't want to be at that 5-yard line. You're not going to hand the ball off and be very successful very much in this game. It's more of a passing game. It's more of the guys in motion clearing things out. So you just give them a little bit. You give Wildcatters and Casey Peters more space to operate here.
Peters under center. You got one in motion, and it looks like it's their favorite target. Cedric Johnson steps into motion. And touchdown. What a catch and a pass by Casey Peters. And the Wildcatters scored touchdown to go up 21-13.
That goes right to David Little, who there's a little bit of hand fighting there, a little chicken fighting there, and he just got enough of a shove off to give himself the opportunity to make that catch.
He wasn't so little there. He got up, got that ball, and a great catch.
Look at Wes with he's not that little there. Now, I'll tell you what, the Wildcatters have had a lot of trouble with the extra point. Both of them blocked. Let's see if the Stars can once again crash that inside and block another extra point.
Number 13 is about to do the kick. Kyle Jack. The kick is up. The kick is down, and it is no good. There you go. 8 points. So you score the touchdown, and you get the 2-point conversion. You're right there. So with 1 minute to go, and remember, and here's your 1 minute warning, because there's the 1 minute warning in arena football. So it's the 1 minute warning. It's the Wildcatters of West Texas 21 and your New Mexico Stars 13. We'll be right back from the beautiful Santa Ana Star Center. Welcome back to the beautiful Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And if you're wondering where Rio Rancho is in New Mexico, it is just a little bit north of Albuquerque. It used to be a suburb of Albuquerque, but it's grown in population and it's grown as a city. And they have this beautiful arena here. It's not a suburb of Albuquerque anymore. It's its own city.
Third biggest city in the state, West, to be honest with
you. It's kind of crazy. It's not like where Texas is, where you're going to have a Rio Rancho every 10 miles.
No, it's not a metroplex for those in the Dallas area or other adjoining cities, but it's getting there.
Hey, it's close to 1 million, I would say, right? Around Albuquerque, Rio Rancho.
The greater Albuquerque area is over 1 million at this point, I believe.
In a huge state with not much population, but hey, we got good football here in Rio Rancho. And here's the kickoff, another squib kick. And it bounces over the head of Landrick, and number 22, Darryl Robinson, is able to get it. And there's a little hole there. He's able to get up the hole and get to the 20-yard line.
It's important, Wes.
Excuse me, that was Carl Winston, not Darryl Robinson, but he was able to get up there to the 20-yard line.
It is important if somehow that the Stars get some points here. There's 52 seconds left. They really don't have that far to go. Obviously, the big thing now is they got to find a way to protect McGlory. He's just moving around way too much, taking way too many hits. And if the offensive line can't keep this defensive line of the Wildcatters off of McGlory, it's going to be a long night. I mean, you saw the way it fell apart for the Stars last game. They really have to find a way to protect the quarterback.
If they can get it in here in this touchdown, remember, they kicked off to start the game.
Exactly.
Well, here you go. You got McGlory under center. You got you got singles to the right, and they got one in
Right
motion,
to Bruno.
and Bruno is able to get there, and he's out of bounds. Smart play by Bruno with 49 seconds to go. Bruno, you can put in a tight window, and Bruno is able to adjust and get there. That's what's nice about having veterans wide receivers with a rookie quarterback. You just got to get the ball in the right area.
Well, we talked about it pregame. Roland Bruno's not going to freak anybody out with his speed. He's not that blazing speed guy. But he understands the game, the angles and the windows that he has, and that's exactly what he did. He put himself in the proper window with the right angle to give McGlory a nice target.
Jeremiah McGee in motion on the right side, and he steps, takes a snap, and he has time, and
He's
McGee
open.
is open, and he drops the ball.
Hit him right in the face mask.
And that was it was a beautiful setup of a play. McGee came in motion on the left side with Marcus Williams, and you use Marcus as a decoy because he dropped off there right in the flat. And it brings up a 3rd and 2 for the New Mexico, or 3rd and 3.
Royale Johnson made the bite. He tried to go for that interception, or at least to block the pass. But it was perfectly thrown by McGlory. Unfortunately, it hit McGee right in the face.
So you got McGee on the left, you got Bruno on the right, Marcus Smith in motion, McGee under center, Landry Brody in the backfield, and here's Marcus going into motion. McGlory steps back, pass to Marcus, and Marcus able to catch it for the first down. And he was never touched down, but
that's kind of odd. They blew the whistle on that.
But they blew the whistle, but you got the first down.
Maybe it's a college thing.
So here you go. You got first down by the Stars here, and there was a big play just to get the first down. And the fans are wondering why the whistle blew, because he was never touched down when he grabbed the ball.
There's a replays right there, Wes. We're seeing it on the big screen. And no,
he was never touched down. And
you know what, though, Wes? I'll tell you what. I understand that you want to get the score, and you never want to think that something like that's going to happen. But Stars fans are really letting the refs know that they blew it there. Yeah, calling the fields a first down. But you know what? I'll tell you what. You don't give at this point, you don't give Casey Peters an opportunity to score again. There's only 38 seconds left. If they scored right there, 38 seconds left, that's almost a lifetime in this league.
But you got to make sure it was the wrong call.
It was a bad call. I mean, but you know what? Refs blow calls. I mean, it happens. Players, I mean, we've seen plays where there's been interceptions or touchdowns dropped or passes hitting players in the face.
Can we talk about Seahawks Green Bay with the refs last year?
Well, like I said, it happens. And Coach Briamonte's giving the linesman there a little bit of piece of his mind right there. He's doing it calmly, I should say. Very calm.
I think if that was a coach we've seen in the past, it wouldn't be as calm.
Well, you know what? That's the way this league is, and like I said, referees are human beings too. And it's a bang-bang game. I mean, it's fast, it's furious, and sometimes you don't see, your eyes don't see it properly.
And here we go. We got the Stars in the huddle after they weren't able to punch it in with the inadverted whistle. You got Marcus Smith on the right side, and you got Trips on the left side, and you got McGee in motion. And here goes McGee and a quick handoff. I wasn't even looking over there. Good call, Leroy. And a quick handoff to University of New Mexico Lobo star Landry Brody, and he's able to get a few yards there. And we got 22.4 seconds left in quick timeout by the New Mexico Stars.
And is that their last timeout, Wes? I'm trying to look on the...
It looks like they have one timeout left.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But you got Stars timeout there, and we'll see what Coach Briamonte and Matt Kayward can draw up here. You have 2nd and about 7, with the Stars looking to march it into that Hotel Cascada end zone.
Well, I like the call. I mean, obviously in this game, you're expecting the pass. There's a little bit of time left. You have that extra timeout to burn. See if you could pop one quick and see what Brody can do. He picked up a few yards like that, so not a bad call. I mean, it's I wouldn't call it an aggressive call, but you know what? Anytime you run the ball in this league, I guess you would call it aggressive because, let's face it, most runs don't really work.
Well, that's why it was a big thing last year. You brought in a guy like Dontrell Moore, but you don't use a running back in that style in this kind of game unless you're on the 1 yard line.
And like I said, if Brody makes one pop, there's Marcus Smith doing the YMCA chant.
Okay, you got Marcus Smith, you got McGee into motion, two on the right. McGlory steps back, and he tries to get out there.
Intercepted.
But there's a flag on the field. Looks like this could be.
I think it's going to be against the Wildcatters for holding. Before the pass was thrown, it seemed like the defender had grabbed McGee. Number 20, Mason?
It looked like he tripped him before the pass was
or Manson,
even tipped.
excuse me. That would be in a Corey Manson. Look, it seemed, nope. They're trying to call a tip, but I think it was a hold before the actual ball was thrown, to be honest with you. When McGee made his move, he made the move to go inside, headed for the post, I think is when it happened.
Yep, 5-yard holding call, and it was before, because he was already going to the ground before the ball was even put out there.
Like I said, you could just see it when he made the move, and obviously it was tipped, and that's what the Wildcatters are saying. It was tipped, not pass interference. It wasn't the call was holding.
But that puts first down 18 seconds ago, which is still a lifetime in arena football. 18 seconds ago, first and goal, New Mexico Stars from the 6-yard line. You got McGlory under center. You got Bruno on the right side. You got Marcus into motion, and Marcus steps back, and plenty of time, and over to McGee, touchdown, and he flips over the boards. And let's see, make sure he's okay, but it's still, and look at that. Touchdown, New Mexico Stars.
And that's what makes LSFL football exciting, when you see players flip over the wall, catch the ball, hold on to it, bodies are flying.
And there's a flag.
Oh, come on.
All that excitement, and then we get a flag. Holding on the offense.
Heartbreak. I mean, after such a spectacular play to have that happen. I mean, that was just an amazing play by McGee, catching the ball, getting flipped end over end.
I know you shouldn't say this, but they should have held the flag on that one. They called a touchdown back already.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a play. I mean, I thought McGlory hit him perfectly right in the numbers. McGee, you got to like the sacrifice that these players make, because, we saw this last year, Wes, where players just flip over and ain't nothing there but hard cement. That's all there is. There's nothing to break a fall.
That was
there,
in the Bud Light party
cement.
zone. So here you go, McGlory under center, Bruno into motion. McGlory takes a snap, and he's got time. He tried to get it to Bruno, and it's overthrown.
Look at Bruno playing Spider-Man over there. 8.1 seconds left, West. What's it called? Okay, no call. I thought there was another flag there as the whistle was blowing extra.
Well, there's still time to get 2 more plays in.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, you got to like the way Bruno kind of pulled the Spider-Man routine. Just kind of wall hugged right there and just walked a little bit.
And there was a penalty, and that was an illegal defense on the Wildcatters, so it pushes them 5 yards closer. And now this realistically, you can still get 2 more plays in, and it is going to be not first and goal anymore, because they were at first and goal, but then the penalty puts them up there, automatic first down. So now you're at 1st and 10.
Well, they still have a timeout, so
wrap that around you twice.
Yeah, they still have a timeout, but honestly, I think everything goes into the end zone at this point.
McGlory under center, McGee in motion. McGee is right down the middle, and you got the ball overthrown, way overthrown. And there wasn't much there. I'm glad it was overthrown, because that looked like it could have been picked up.
No, that was a great play.
You got 4.5 seconds there left in the half. 21-13, and Stars are knocking here. And you got second down. Maybe 2 plays. Definitely 1 more play left in here in the half. We'll see what Coach draws up here. You got wide receivers McGee, Smith, and Bruno in there as your 3 wide receivers, with McGlory, who's going to be calling the plays there. And he gets it from Coach down there, and here we go. You got Bruno and Marcus on one side. You got McGee, that's going to be coming in motion. McGlory under center. Landry Brody in the backfield. McGee brings trips to the left, and here's a snap, and he's going to be pressured, and he's rolling. And overthrown, and that'll be out.
There's a flag.
There's a flag. It looks like it's going to be defense. If this is defensive pass interference,
got 1 more play.
You cannot end the half on a defensive penalty. And we're waiting for the call here by our referee tonight. Holding or illegal touching on the defense, so that's 5 yards. Again, you can't end the half on a defensive penalty, Lura.
Well, you have to wonder. Well, I guess they don't have really a field goal kicker at this point, really, that they would trust to kick this. They had McGlory kicking extra points straight on. They have Marcus Smith doing the kickoffs for deep, but I don't know if they would trust it to a field goal kicker to cut the lead down to try to get that 3 points. So I guess you're going to go for it, or at least that's what Coach Briamonte is talking about now. Him and Matt Kayward are what they want to do. I'll tell you what, the defense they've been able to find some spots, the Stars have, in the defense of the Wildcatters. They just haven't been able to connect. At this point, you have to look at it once again, trying to make that move. I think McGee has been making some great plays in motion, where he makes the one play and then hits either to the post or goes for the out pattern. I think you look at that and maybe try to clear something and see if you can have McGee run that play, and if that's not open, try to hit Marcus Smith down low.
And we'll see. This definitely is the last play of the half.
Maybe.
Unless there's another penalty. Unless there's another penalty.
And at this point, there seems to be a lot of laundry. And this last series, there seems to be a lot of laundry hitting the turf.
Well, just overall in the whole second quarter. Look at what the Stars defense was doing with the late hit and the taunting, a little bit talking, and which you can't mind that much. But I think that's what led to their score there, was the Stars were still playing great deep, but just those penalties hurt the Stars. And so here we come out. You got McGlory under center. McGee's going to be your motion man. You got one wide receiver left, one to the right, Marcus Smith and Roland Bruno. McGee comes into motion. McGlory takes a snap and passes it over, and it's overthrown again.
Ooh, and this time someone else went over the top. Dossie. Is that Dossie again?
And you got
sorry,
one.
That was Royale Johnson.
And you got one player down for the Wildcatters. That's Leonard Williams, and he's down there catching himself. He got hit pretty hard there. But that'll bring us to the half. It's the West Texas Wildcatters 21, your New Mexico Stars 13. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back to give you a wrap-up here before the third quarter starts, but we appreciate you listening to New Mexico Stars football from the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back to the beautiful Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We got 4 and change left in the halftime, and the Galaxy Dancers are on the field enjoying the halftime festivities. So, again, I'm Wes Henderson, my broadcast partner, Leroy Lucero. Leroy, first half thoughts?
First half thoughts are it's a defensive struggle, Wes. Scores 21-13. I don't think that's what was anticipated going into this game. I thought both teams felt that they were going to be able to score some points, obviously throw the ball. Casey Peters, we talked about this before the game started, and I think it's proven out to be. He's the veteran indoor quarterback. You've got a bunch of rookie wide receivers for the Wildcatters, and they've had some opportunities, but the Stars defense has played rather tough. And then if you look on the other side of the ball, you look at the wide receivers for the New Mexico Stars, who are veterans for the most part, but quarterback Andrew McGlory has been rough, I guess is the way. He started out kind of good. It seemed like he was making the right plays, but once again, we've had some trouble with the center to quarterback exchange, and then obviously the interception towards the end of the second quarter there, which kind of cost the New Mexico Stars. And then, of course, they weren't able to score when they got down here towards the end of the game. Or end of the half, I'm sorry.
That was a tough pill to swallow because they did score.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's I failed to mention that. Marcus Smith goes down untouched. I believe it was Marcus Smith, wasn't it? Marcus Smith goes down untouched, and unfortunately the referees blew the whistle. You have the inadvertent whistle, college rules, and stopped them. Otherwise, the Stars would have had this game, well, if not tied up, only down by 1 or 2 points.
That's twice.
And receiving the ball.
Well, that's twice. They were down at the 1-yard line after that kickoff return and weren't able to punch it in. And then they weren't able to punch that one in at the end of the half. So you look at that, and the Stars could have easily have the lead here, but they
should have the lead.
But they weren't able to. But they got the ball. They need to take advantage of that and get right back. Because again, what we talked about, big time in arena football here in the LSFL, you cannot go down 2 scores.
Well, but most importantly, and I think this is Coach Priamonte, and we will talk to him after the game, obviously, and kind of talk to him a little bit. He has got to be happy with his defense. I think the defense for the New Mexico Stars has just played jam up. I mean, there is just no other way to say it. Whether it's Darryl Robinson, Jason Serta has played really well at the defensive back position.
Marcus
Smith at the safety position has just been solid. Safety linebacker position, I guess you would call it. He has just played solid. I mean, making great tackles. Roosevelt Falls has been able to get into the defense or the offensive backfield of the Wildcatters. He's also been in there to harass Casey Peters. They've just been solid, and to be honest with you, that's what has kept the Stars in this game. Otherwise, it could have been really ugly. We know that Casey Peters can throw the ball. We know that Casey Peters has a cannon, and he's put some balls there. But I'll tell you what, the DBs of the New Mexico Stars came to play tonight, and they've left it all on the field, and then they didn't sell anything short. Coach Priamonte has got to be happy with that.
Yeah, and you look at the Wildcatters, and guys that have impressed me on their team outside of Casey Peters, it's got to be Cedric Johnson, number 88, the big wide receiver out there.
Well, Cedric Johnson has played really well, as has their other wide receiver and corner Royale Johnson. Just solid players, both of them. Corey Manson also had a couple of plays that were really impressive. But if you want to look at the Wildcatters, I think you have to look at their defensive line. In the second quarter, they really started to dominate. I mean, there was a couple of series there where they spent more time. The defensive line spent more time in the backfield of the New Mexico Stars than the quarterback did. I mean, they were just pressuring him, harassing McGlory, forced him into an interception, and forced him really into some really bad passes. When I say bad passes, they were smart passes for him because he threw them where no one else could catch them. But, you just don't usually see this kind of defense in the LSFL.
No, and this is we're talking a league where we personally saw Casey Peters throw for 9 touchdowns in a game. No, we saw that.
Yeah, no, I do remember that from last year when he was playing for the New Mexico Stars. He did have that, and he was, of course, the offensive MVP last year for the LSFL. So you look at that, you look at this Stars offense, you're expecting a lot more scoring than we're currently seeing. But like I said, both defenses, the defensive line for the Wildcatters and the defensive backfield for the Stars, both decided to play hard tonight.
And as the Stars take the field, guys, like this is the time of the game when you need to see your captains step up. Guys like Dexter Manley, guys like Roland Bruno, guys like Landrick Brody. both on and off the field, and get these younger guys, because you got a nice mixture of younger and older guys with this team. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in this second quarter or second half. They struggled in the second half last week against Amarillo. Are they going to be able to put points on the board and get this going? I like the energy Marcus Smith has out there on both sides of the ball. He's always there, except for that one time he did get lit up, but we won't talk about that one. But
I'll tell you what, Wes, and going into the second half for the New Mexico Stars, they've got to find a way to give McGlory just a little bit more time. I mean, the offensive line of the Stars has to find a way to just let him make at least the one read that you have. I mean, like I said, you have 1.5 reads, progressions that you can make. And at this point, the offensive line, and I know Coach Priamonte, that doesn't make him happy being the offensive line background that he had. He can't be happy with the way his offensive line played in the second quarter. I know before the game started, he was really high and excited about Levi Horn coming and playing for the New Mexico Stars. And at this point right now, they have got to find a way. Otherwise, it's going to get ugly for the Stars. I mean, McGlory, who is a rookie, can't throw the ball off his back. I mean, it's just plain and simple. As far as the Wildcatters, what they need to do, they've just got to find a way to make that connection. Casey Peters has got to find some wide open wide receivers. You know, a guy, we talked about Roland Bruno in the first half, how he finds those open windows, those open areas where the quarterback can drop it down. For the Wildcatters, they have to have a wide receiver that's going to be that guy.
And we got the Wildcatters kicking off here to start the second half here at Santa Ana Stars Center. And here we go, 15 minutes per quarter, and you got two players back for your New Mexico Stars. Number 7, Darryl Robinson. Number 22, Carl Winston. And we'll see what kind of kick we get by the Wildcatters. And here we go. He sets the ball down on the tee. Is it going to be a squib kick, or is he going to get it up in the air? We've seen these guys dangerous at getting this ball back and getting good field positions for the Stars. So here we go, Stars fans. It's time for the second half of the Wildcatters versus your New Mexico Stars.
And don't forget, the first time Robinson got the ball on a kick return, he almost took it to the house.
And we'll see. And you got Robinson back there, and it's a squib kick, and it's picked up by Marcus Smith. And good, Marcus. Just at that point, you get the ball, you already got good field position. Don't make a mistake.
Well, former wide receiver, he knows how to run the ball.
But you had a wall coming towards him.
You did, but he got the most out of that he could. And I'll tell you what, when you're defending like that, when you're the receiving team and you're defending like that in the LSFL, you have to be prepared for that ball to come hard at you, because it's so close, and you just have to have great reaction time. So obviously you have to have guys up there that have got solid hands and quick reflexes. James
Cleveland to the right, Dexter Manley to the left, McGee in motion. Here we go. McGee takes a snap, bobbles the snap, but able to get it off to Manley. And Manley is up around the 15-yard line, gains about 5 yards there. We'll give him about 4 yards to bring up a 2nd and 6. Nice pass to Manley over there. But you saw, I looked at the center to quarterback exchange there. There was a little bit of a bobble of a snap.
I think that was all in McGlory. He kind of bobbled it, but I'll tell you what, he made a nice recovery. More important than the pass is he made the nice recovery on the snap.
You got number 2, McGee on one side. You got Dexter Manley, and you got nobody in motion as of yet. Number 22, James Cleveland, goes into motion, and he has it, and he goes in the slot position. And you can look there. There could have been a foul there. He kind of bit on it a little bit early. But again, they tried to go out the flat there. It was read perfectly, and they tried to get over to McGee. McGee wasn't able to make the catch.
That was Robert Elliott, who was able to jump he jumped the route there. But I'll tell you what, if you look at that, Wes, Elliott wasn't going for the pass at all. Had he turned around and actually looked for the pass, he may have had an interception and a pick 6 right there. He was going straight for the ball, for the receiver.
And he'd still be running towards Santa Fe.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute. Is that north?
Yeah.
Is that direction north?
Yeah.
I always get confused in here.
Yeah, because if I think about it, where I work over at the HP building, that direction's north.
Okay. All right.
I can't see the mountain, so I don't know which way is east.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not from Albuquerque or Rio Rancho, if you ever get lost, all you have to do is look east, and that's where the Sandia Mountains are.
And you got McGlory under center, Landry Brody back in the backfield in motion, and he fumbles the ball again, but able to fall on it. That's the issue we've been dealing with all season with the New Mexico Stars.
I tell you what, and it's in your mind at this point. I think for McGlory, it's all in his mind. It's 2 games in a row now where we've just had so much trouble with him. And talking to Coach Briamonte, it was about the quarterback. He goes, we win and lose as a team, but a quarterback has to be able to get the snap and be able to handle that. And that's twice in this series now where just had botch. I don't want to say snaps. I don't know if he's pulling his hands out too fast or what it is. But look, he's wide open.
McGee has it, and he.
That's his helmet that came off. It wasn't
touchdown, Stars! What a pass by McGlory. Oh my God!
It was the catch though. I'll tell you.
But you had to float that over the top, and he put it in the right position for McGee to make the catch there. McGee was all over. The defender was all over McGee, and he was able to get that touchdown.
But he reached across the defender's body. Look at the replay, Wes. He reached across the defender's body to catch it, bring it in. You see,
I saw that. I saw a helmet go, but at first I thought
it was the ball.
Hey, but that's what the Stars needed. They needed to come out of the locker room and score right away in the second half because they didn't score last game.
And now they have the opportunity to tie it up right here.
Oh, and I enjoy calling extra points by our famous friend Dom Zarella. I enjoy the kicking aspect of the game.
They're not kicking here.
And you got Robinson in motion. McGlory steps back and he fires the ball, and it's a little bit under. It's
the defensive backfield of the Wildcatters just snuffed out the wide receivers of the Stars. They had nowhere to go. They basically covered everyone. Nobody was uncovered or even had the opportunity. McGlory just tried to put it in the only place he could where there wasn't going to be any kind of trouble. Smart play by him.
But getting the ball out there, getting that away was big, and just not giving up a 2-point conversion going the other way, because that does happen.
All this goes back to Marcus Smith making the great play on the kick return, just catching it and giving him great field position, and then obviously the catch by McGee to give him the score.
So here we go. It's 21-19. Wildcatters over the Stars, but the Stars came out big. This is something we were worried about a little bit. They didn't score in the second half against the Amarillo Venom, so it was nice to see the Stars come out, first drive, march down the field, get the touchdown, and they were able to do that with a beautiful pass and catch from McGlory to McGee.
I think once again the biggest part of that is they were able to overcome 2 botched snaps in that situation. We can see why Coach Briamonte likes McGlory. I mean, you like the passing, you like what he can do. It's the little things that being a rookie, and I don't care what sport it is, when you're a rookie and you're first starting out, you kind of get those butterflies. You don't see things. They throw different things at you. You get a little bit nervous. But as we can see when he settles down, he's able to make the plays.
Marcus Smith with a squib kick there, and it bounces. A nice catch, and he bounces off a couple tacklers, taken down by Roland Bruno there at the 14-yard line. That's the one you hope he would get past there, but it was a tough squib catch. He caught it, but that's a dangerous catch to go for, because if it bounces off the wrong way, you could see a kickoff personnel grab that ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marcus Smith made the play, and right there the Wildcatters player, and I didn't catch the number, Wes, he made the play as well. As like I said, when you're defending, when you're the receiving team on the kick return, you have to be aware you're not just a blocker, you're also a ball carrier at that point.
And so we got Casey Peters under center. You got doubles to the right, one to the left, and motion, and Casey is taken down. And
once again, it's Roosevelt Fells. We talked about him at halftime.
And he's a veteran.
He's a veteran, and I'll tell you what, once again, he was able to crash in there, come in off the end, and just, what's important in this game, because things are moving so fast. If you look at when he brought the arm, he didn't give Casey Peters the opportunity to bring the arm back and even throw it. He basically trapped the arm underneath, so there was no way for Peters to get rid of the ball.
And here we go. You got Cedric Johnson into motion, and Casey calls him into motion. Here he goes with the snap. Casey drops back,
there again.
and another fumble. Again.
White to a white. Look at this. That's an offensive lineman right there, Wes, that picked up the fumble.
And that's twice this game that you've seen these fumbles.
And you know what we said? Remember at the game I said, I don't know if I can pronounce this young man's name. And you said, he's an offensive lineman. You're not going to pronounce his name. Here we go. Ibrahim Koruruma, I think. And I'm sorry, I apologize. Ibrahim, the young man that we said we weren't going to have to call his name, is the young man that picks up the fumble. I don't know what the penalty was at the end. Was it a hold or something that pulled it back?
We'll see what the call is here. Waiting for the call from our ref crew this evening, and it looks like they're bringing it way back, which must have been like a block in the back or a holding on the return.
And once again, it's Roosevelt Fells coming off that end position with the swim move that breaks him into the open. And once again, just like we talked about the play before, the way he uses his arm, he swipes it across the backside of Casey Peters, the blind side, not allowing him the opportunity to either he's not going to be able to throw it because he can't bring the arm forward, or he's going to be able to strip it like he did.
And an updated score from the Amarillo Venom over the Rio Grande Sol, 33-29. And here we go, Casey Peters under center. You got Cedric Johnson coming into motion, and he brings into motion, trips to the right. Casey Peters steps back, quick release, and he's able to get it there, and it brings up about a 3rd and 8, where he brings it down to the 12-yard line.
He hit nice little slant play there. Didn't give the defense a chance to react, really. It was just a perfectly thrown ball, a pitch and catch there from Peters to Little West. And I'll tell you what, that's what was working for the Wildcatters in the first half, this little short to intermediate stuff that they're throwing right now, and they're working right now. And I'll tell you what, if Roosevelt Fells for the Stars can continue to put pressure on the quarterback, they're going to have to go exclusively to the short to intermediate because Peters just isn't going to have the time to throw the ball.
And again, you got Cedric Johnson coming into motion. Casey Peters under center. Here's the snap. And he steps back. And again, in the flat. That's number 3,
nice block.
David Little. And he's in for the touchdown.
You know what? I'll tell you what made that play. And we've been talking about that young man all night. Cedric Johnson just basically took both Stars defenders and just shoved them backwards, giving the ball carrier the wide open lane to the end zone.
This is a big, it doesn't seem that big, but this is a big extra point. Or 2-point conversion, depending on what they're going to do. It looks like Casey's still out there, but he's been this. And here we go. The Stars need to make something happen on this extra point because this makes it a 2-score game if they get this right here.
Well, it's been so far the Stars in the extra points situation has been 2 blocks and then obviously a missed kick.
And so you go, the Wildcatters having to call another guy out there. They bring him out there. You got Casey Peters in there to hold the snap. You got number 13, Kyle Jack, to kick the extra point. We'll see what the Stars are able to do. You got Marcus Smith out there as your back man, looking to rush up the middle, and here's the snap to Casey. Casey has the ball down, the kick is up, and it is no good. And that is big.
How'd you see that was no good?
There's a net behind the goalpost, and if it hits the net, it's good. If it doesn't hit the net, it's no good.
That was a heck of a view for you because I didn't see this. I didn't see it go to the wrong
well,
side of the
yeah,
upright.
because it has the net behind it. So if you
watching
see
the net.
Yeah, if you see it hit the net, it's good. If you don't see it hit the net, it's no good. You can learn something from the young guy over here.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, you have better eyes than I do, Wes. I'm old and got the bifocals going.
Hey, I got my eye appointment next week. I can get some no-line bifocals, so you can't use that excuse on me. But, that's a big extra point. Now the Stars need to go back and score again, and they have the opportunity to tie the game, and it's not a 2-possession game.
Well, Wes, I tell you, the Stars are doing just enough to keep it in the game. There has to come a point when they try to get ahead and make that move.
And we're going to take a quick timeout here. 27-19, Wildcatters over the Stars with 9:58 left in the third quarter. You're watching LSFL football here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Welcome back to the Santa Ana Stars Center here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. The Wildcatters are coming off a touchdown and a missed extra point to lead the New Mexico Stars 27-19. There's 9:58 left in the third quarter, and the Stars look to get back the ball. You have 2 people back for the Stars, number 22 and number 7. Number 22, number 7, Darryl Robinson, and number 22 is also back. Here we go, and here's the kickoff by the Wildcatters. Kyle Jack kind of squib kick, and it's up to Landrick Brody. Landrick Brody takes it. He's at the 25 and tripped up at the 24-yard line in Wildcatters territory. So here we go, and it's Stars ball, and I apologize. Number 22, Carl Winston, was also back for that kickoff, and this brings up a 1st and 10 for the New Mexico Stars in Wildcatters territory on the 24-yard line. It's equivalent to being right at the 50-yard line in outdoor football.
I'll tell you what, it's right now is McGlory time. He's got to be able to settle down, get that snap, Wes, and make some plays here. This game is still really close. It's still tight, even though it's that 8-point game. But I'll tell you, I've really been impressed so far with McGlory overcoming some of the adversity that he's put himself in. Being that rookie, though, it hasn't crumbled him like it did the previous game versus, what was Amarillo, correct?
Yes, you got Marcus Smith in motion. McGlory steps back
Wide
to
open.
Marcus Smith, and there's a penalty flag coming out, and Marcus was popped right at the right time and didn't see that coming and dropped the ball there. So there's a flag, and there's encroachment on the defense. So that's going to put the ball 5 yards up for the New Mexico Stars and give them another first down and a shot at that. That was good defense there by the Wildcatters there, and hitting Marcus right as he's trying to catch the ball, and the ball pops up.
Yeah, that was once again Royale Johnson who came in and he made the right play. Marcus Smith looked like he was wide open at the point, but Johnson was able to make that closing play and just basically hit Marcus right when the ball got there, knocked it out of his hands.
So you got Dexter Manley on one side, McGee on the other. You got Marcus Smith in motion.
I'd really like to see him take a shot with Dexter.
McGlory steps back, and wide open was Dexter Manley right there for a good 10-yard gain there. It's not that shot you were talking about, but it's a BB gun shot.
Dexter Manley's been kind of quiet tonight. I really think that they can do some business with him, work him a little bit. He's the big wide receiver, the tall wide receiver for the New Mexico Stars. He's the veteran for the New Mexico Stars. You kind of want to see him kind of go to Dexter, I would think, at this point. It's time for him to step up and McGlory, him to play a little pitch and catch. I think they can do some business.
Okay, you got Leonard Brody in the backfield with McGlory under center. You got Marcus Smith in motion, trips to the left, and Marcus Smith goes to the outside, and here's McGlory steps back, being pressured, and he's up. He's able to get the pass out, and there's Dexter for the touchdown. You called it, Leroy. Touchdown, Stars!
We got a little bit so we got some business here.
But I'm pretty sure that was after the play. This touchdown, no matter, it should stand, but you had some players pushing back and forth. McGlory...
that was Levi Horn that we were talking about earlier. He got his helmet ripped off during the play, and I think he got a little bit fired up. He didn't like he's looking at his coach now saying, look, he punched me right in the grill there. I didn't like that.
We'll see what the referees come up. The touchdown should stand. We'll see what
Yeah, that was all post business, I would think. I didn't see the flag come out till after the score.
The referees are huddling up, and here's the call.
Well, they're thinking about it.
Dead ball, personal foul, New Mexico Stars. Let's see. And that's all it's on is the dead ball, personal foul in the New Mexico Stars. Touchdown, still good. I would imagine that would have been a offsetting penalty because I saw both sides shoving each other everywhere.
Yeah, well, I think what it was I think Levi Horn kind of, like I said, he took a little bit of offense to having his helmet knocked off and started the shoving. And they always catch the second guy, Wes. We talked about that. And the second guy was Levi Horn shoving back. Oh, we got another penalty. This looks like, I don't know.
Coach Briamonte is giving it to the line judge, and the line judge just threw his flag up in the air.
Yeah, Briamonte's fired up, and he's a big man. I don't know how much you want to get him ticked off at you.
Well, I think what he's arguing about is the offsetting penalties and why there wasn't, because there was so much shoving going on. How can you just single out one guy?
Well, once again, Wes, if you're the second guy and you're getting caught, you got to keep your head in those situations.
Well, if you look at the replay, Horn got pushed in the back after it was all over when he was walking away.
Sure, and absolutely, and Briamonte's going to earn this penalty. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a coach, you're gonna defend your guys. That's what you're there for. That's part of the job, and I like this. This solidifies and helps build that chemistry between player and coaches, and obviously the fans as they're sitting there cheering on Coach Briamonte for even though he got the 15-yarder or the penalty or whatever it's going to be. Fans got to appreciate that their coach is willing to step up for their team. We'll
see where the ball gets marked. I think that the ball is still at the 2-yard line for the extra point, but it all happens on wherever the Wildcatters go down, they get that ball at that place. So they're already looking being in Stars territory coming when they get the ball.
Well, and you kind of wish if you were the Stars that they would move the ball back a little bit just to give you a little bit more room.
So here you go.
Here's Dexter Manley again. Oh, it looks like we got some offsides here.
And they give you half the distance to the goal and even closer. So you got Dexter Manley went in motion there, and he was the big key to that drive.
Well, and I. Not that I'm a genius or anything, but you said it before the half started, Wes. Now's when your veterans start taking over. Now's when your captains start making the move. We saw Dexter Manley last year be a superstar for the Stars, and it's time for him to step up and make the plays. And back-to-back times, McGlory goes right to Dexter, and both times he was wide open and made himself available to both get the first down, and then secondly to get the touchdown. And I wouldn't be too shocked to see him get a look right now for the extra point.
And we got more whistles upcoming. And they were calling some. Who knows what's going on right now?
Well, Horn went out, and now Ladier. Let me see here. Well, I talked about my eyes. DeMarcus Ladier comes back, and now they're setting up for the extra point.
Or they're gonna go. They're gonna go for the 2. You got Dexter Manley in motion. You got
2-point conversion.
You got trips to the right, and here we go. And
they hand the ball off,
and it goes nowhere. The
Brody's
handout
calling for a face mask.
And he doesn't get it, but there you go. And with the handoff to Landry Brody doesn't go anywhere, and Stars down 27-25. And this is where it's going to be interesting. You're going to have a kickoff, which isn't going to make much of a difference unless they run it back. They're going to have amazing field position with the 2 penalties that were called. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Well, now you're going to ask Marcus Smith, who's been kicking the ball, or Marcus Smith's been kicking the ball. You're going to ask him to kick it as deep as you can, possibly get it, out of the end zone if at all possible.
So how that works, if you kick it out of the end zone, it has to bounce on the turf before it goes out of bounds, or they get it all the way up at the 20-yard line.
Exactly. So, and then you got, I guess the penalty would go on tacked on at this point.
That's how that would work. That's when they tack on the two penalties. And again, I still don't understand how in all that fighting you can only find one person.
Are they having McGlory kick it?
That they are. Mr. McGlory, it's your time to shine.
Well, they did have him, you mentioned the straight-on kicking for the extra point. That was missed, so maybe they think he has a stronger leg than Marcus Smith. Because Marcus Smith is out there, but he's as a defender now, not as the actual kicker.
Well, Marcus Smith can lay the woodshed, so why don't we just get a forced fumble here and just forget about those penalties.
Well, here he goes. He's going to kick it off. He squibs it. It's bouncing around. Oh!
He does take a big hit, helmet to helmet. Pop. I heard that over my headphones. I heard that everywhere. That was an unbelievable hit there. And
is that James Cleveland that laid him out there? Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was you can still hear that. Here it is again on the replay. And he grabs the ball, he picks it up and turns around and boom.
I can still feel the reverberation right here. I mean,
lays down the woodshed, and this is where you see the penalties coming into instance. Now they're already on the 25-yard line. So you got 1st and 10 from the 25, and they're huddling again. They're huddling again.
The Wildcat, it looks like the referees are more in the huddle than the Wildcatters are. Let's see where we're going here.
So you got some good music playing on there in the background. Just as you, Leroy, isn't it? This is your kind of music.
AC/DC, baby.
So we'll see where they spot the ball down. Now they're marking it.
March off the penalty now.
So it's at the 25-yard line. Then there's 1, and here comes 2. So they'll be at the 5-yard line.
An interesting call by Coach Briamonte to have McGlory just kick the ball on a little squibber there. I thought you would try to kick that as deep as you could. Marcus Smith talking to the referee, asking him exactly where the spot's going to be. It's not quite the 5, Wes. It looks like it's about the 7-yard line.
I don't know how they came up with that, but
I guess one's probably going to be half the distance to the goal.
Okay, that makes sense, because I would have figured it was
maybe that's why they did the squib kick then.
Just to try it, see if it bounced off a player.
Yeah, half the distance.
Casey Peters takes it, and you got Cedric Johnson in motion. Casey Peters steps back. You got
nice. There's a nice play.
And there you
Landrick Brody.
You got Landrick Brody in there, and then you got number 32,
JT Cleveland,
in there with the stop, and Casey Peters had nowhere to go.
Well, you know what? Landry Brody just came right off that tackle or the nose guard position there, and just once again they blew it up, and that's perfect. I mean, you got to love that start for the Stars defense. We talked about the defensive backfield looking to play, and now Landrick Brody comes in and just just shoves them down. And once again, you got to like the way the defensive line is coming in. They're not giving Peters the opportunity to raise the arm and just throw the ball away. They're making sure that they're keeping his arm pinned down. This looks like a Wildcatters timeout.
He did not like the way it set up. He had nobody going into motion. Casey Peters was trying to get Cedric Johnson, hey, you got to go into motion, you got to go into motion. So there we go. It's second and goal from the 13. How often do you say that? Second and goal from the 13. But with them, we're going to take a quick timeout with 6:56 to go. 27-25 Wildcatters over your New Mexico Stars. Welcome back, Stars fans, to the Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Santa Ana Star Center, and we are bringing up a second and goal from the 13, as the Wildcatters were sacked by the Stars. Roosevelt Tholes, Casey Peters went down on first down. So you got Casey Peters under center, you got two wide receivers to the right, bringing out triples with Cedric Johnson over on the right.
McCaskill jumped off sides,
and they're going to give that the yardage right back. I'll see, and it's an encroachment, so 5 yards, and it's going to be moved down to the 8-yard line, and we'll see how that plays out. So it's like that sack was for nothing. Wait, it's still second down.
They did lose it down there. You got to once again, obviously those ends are seeing something because both McCaskill and Fells have been able to get into Peters' face, or I should say to the blind side from there. Obviously, that's something that the Wildcatters have to be concerned about, that the blind side of Casey Peters seems to be wide open.
You got two to the right, one to the left, and Cedric Johnson again goes into motion. Casey Peters under center, takes the snap, drops back, and he has time, and he's able to get it right down there, and it's down to the 5-yard line. That was number 3, David Little again, who's made some great plays tonight.
And that was Jason Allen once again making the stop. Basically just grabbing the wide receiver and holding on for dear life until his friends could come and mop it up.
All right, here, third down, third and goal from the 5-yard line, and you got one star, and is that Marcus?
Marcus Smith looks like he's got a cramp.
And you got a cramp down. Let's see if they bring in somebody else. They're going to bring in Roland Bruno. Not a bad backup right there to come in for you. Looks like he's got a quick cramp, and he should be all right. It's just nothing to be too worried about.
Yeah, nothing hurts worse than when you get that Charlie horse, though. I mean, it feels like you get shot in the foot, I think, or in the leg. At least when I get them. Of course, I usually get them when I'm coming out of bed in the morning. I just kind of pop up and go, ah!
You're working too hard in bed, or what, man?
Well, no,
what's going on?
No, you just wake up. When you get old, Wes, you'll understand what I'm talking about with the cramps.
At least when I work out, then I get my cramp.
Oh, when do you work out?
3-4 times, maybe 7 times a week.
Are
Casey Peters under center. Bad snap exchange. He floats it up there. Great. And it's intercepted! Hey, that's a heck of a play.
You know what? You said Roland Bruno, not a bad backup. Roland Bruno makes that play, knocking the ball or batting the ball up and allowing, hold on, let me pull up the name here, Darryl Robinson to make the interception. Roland Bruno with a heck of a play, giving up a few inches to the wide receiver, but he makes the perfect hop. Like he says, he does a Spider-Man deal. Just look at that. Oh, what a play.
Hey, thanks for the cramp, Marcus. We appreciate that. That was, we love it in your heart hits out there, Marcus. But, hey, thank you, Roland Bruno and Darryl Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, that was just such a spectacular play by Roland Bruno. Like I said, you may be a little bit smaller than the other guy, but if you look at the right time and make the proper jump, obviously you can make that play.
All right, you got McGlory under center, and you got
Offsides.
McGee into motion.
Free play.
Hey, just go down. That's fine. Don't take a chance. Should be defensive offsides here, and get your 5 yards. Get out of that end zone.
Yeah.
Get out of that end zone. We'll see what the call is here.
Well, that's a couple times now that McGlory's been able to catch him on the hard count there. And that's twice now, I think, that he's got the Wildcatters offside.
Well, we making that the way he throws the ball and how hard he throws the ball to Brett Favre. That's what Brett Favre was good at, too, was that hard count.
Do we have to bring up Brett Favre?
You're a Cowboys fan. How does Brett Favre bother you guys? Oh, yeah, he did dominate you guys in the playoff game as a Viking a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys made the playoffs. That must have been the last time. All right, back to the football in front of us. You got McGlory under center, Landry Brody in the backfield.
Dexter Manley's one-on-one. I'm going to look at that.
And then you got McGee in motion. McGee takes, and you got Dexter over the middle. And that was a scary pass there because you got that big the big DB / wide receiver, Cedric Johnson. I think undersized, listed at 6'4".
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're going to throw the ball like that with Cedric Johnson there playing center field like we talked about, you want to throw it low because if you throw it high, we've already seen that he could pick that off. But to go down low for the ball, he wasn't ready for that.
All right, McGlory goes back into the huddle, and they break the huddle. You got James Cleveland on one side. You got Dexter Manley on the other. And it looks like Cleveland's going to go into motion with McGee and Manley up. Landry Brody in the backfield. McGlory takes snap. And here we go. He takes a step back. Quick pass. Number 2, McGee has it. And first down, Stars.
That's the same play that they just ran, but this time they were able to clear out the underneath guy and give him the opportunity to make the one-on-one catch.
That's just big. And right now, where you're at, just get the first down. And that's all they did. And again, you have McGlory back in the huddle, and he gets the play. Give it to the team. They break the huddle again. One side you got Cleveland, and he's going to be your motion man. And McGee over there on the right side with him. Number 10, Dexter Manley on the left side. Cleveland in motion. Here we go. McGlory takes a snap, steps back, and it's a little bit overthrown.
That's a flop.
Hey, it was
a flop.
It was uncatchable. Hey, why not try? We're going to throw a little bit of a...
I think in soccer you get the yellow card for that, don't you?
I would just give the kick. There was a little bit... No, he got pushed a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no, he didn't get pushed at all.
Hey, he pulled a mess.
It was a good flop, though. I like it.
He pulled a Messi. It's all good.
You know what? I don't care if it's football, or basketball. That's a flop.
He pulled a Messi, and if he was in the NBA, he'd have a $5,000 fine waiting for him.
Exactly.
We got McGlory under center. You got double wide receivers. McGee in motion on the right side, Manley on the left. McGee
nice
looks
blocked by Brody.
good defense. Spikes the ball down after batting it down. So here we go.
You know, we've talked about Royal Johnson tonight. Once again, Royal Johnson makes a great play to just bat the ball that was there. A little bit of a tough throw. It got there a little bit late, allowing Johnson to close off. But, hey, Royal Johnson and as well as the big man himself, Cedric Johnson, I don't know if they're related or not, but they should have been playing like they are.
All right, McGlory gets the play call in. You got Landry Brody in the backfield joining McGlory, and he steps under center. You got Cleveland in motion on the right side with McGee following there. Manley on the left again. He goes into motion. Here's a snap. Steps back. And he's airing it out, and it's overthrown again. Same spot overthrown to Cleveland, and that brings up 4th down from the 14-yard line. 4th and 10. Or 13-yard line, excuse me. We'll see. You know, what we've been seeing is you've been seeing a Cleveland, Dexter Manley, and McGee in, and then the next series you'll see Bruno Smith with either a cluster of McGee or one of them in again. It's like they rotate every drive.
I like the call. I like what they're trying to do there, but for me, if it's my money on the layout, I'm throwing to Dexter Manley on that play.
Well, here you go. They go in the same setup here, but they switch motion men here, and you're gonna bring Manley over to give you trips on the right side. With McGee into motion, McGee goes into motion here, and here's a snap by McGlory. Oh, bobble the snap again. He's rushed a little bit. He's under pressure, and there you go. You called it. And he has one player to beat. Touchdown.
Yeah, great block.
Hey, Leroy, what did you just say? Every time. Go to Manley. So that gives you another New Mexico Stars touchdown.
Dude, Manley's your money. That's your guy. That's your superstar at the wide receiver position. I love James Cleveland giving the block. I called it immediately. As soon as he caught it, and you could see that he was able to break away from his defender, it was going to be a touchdown. I like Manley one-on-one with any defensive back in the league. He showed it last year. He's showing it again this year. He's money in the bank. I mean, plain and simple. Dexter Manley's money in the bank. If you need a score, you give it to that young man.
Yeah, there's a reason he's the captain of this team, and the reason that he's doing what he's doing. So again, here we go. 31-27, extra point pending here.
And you know what? Throw it to Dexter Manley again. I mean, right now, one-on-one, I don't care who he's playing against. I don't care who the DB is. Throw it to Dexter Manley right now. That's where I would put money in the bank right there.
Dexter Manley, and you got McGee and Cleveland, and here we go. And
we got motion, I think.
I'm okay with this, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
It gives them more room to spread out. It's like they almost asked for it to happen. You never want a penalty, but this gives you a couple extra yards. Because remember, arena football, you're so tightly packed in there.
Yeah, I bet you if you ask most coaches, they'd probably like to move that extra point back to the 5
If you're going to go for 2.
Yeah, if you're going to go for 2, move it back to the 5. You know what? Field goal from a 5-yard line and a 2-yard line, does it really make a difference either?
No, but here we go. Landrick Brody in the backfield with McGlory, and you got McGee on the left side, and he goes into motion to bring trips to the right with Manley, and there's nowhere to go, and the rollout just didn't work there. They tried to bringing everybody over to the right side, wasn't able to work there, and now here we go. 31-27, New Mexico Stars over the West Texas Wildcatters. 1:14 left in the third quarter. We'll be right back here from the Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Santa Ana Stars Center. You come to a New Mexico Stars game, you get free stuff.
A lot of excitement there. You know, it's a timeout there after a big score, a Stars victory. Or, I'm sorry, Stars score. I'm sorry, I'm thinking in the future.
You're jumping ahead.
Yeah, I'm jumping ahead a little bit there.
Hey, hold on. So, hey, but they put it together. Beautiful pass there.
No, you know what, Wes? You said it to start this half. It's time for the veterans to take over. It's time for your captains to make that move. Dexter Manley now in back-to-back possessions by this New Mexico Stars has made himself available and has made the plays to score for the New Mexico Stars, and it's perfect. I mean, that's the guy taking over. Now, if you're going to turn around, we're going to look at the Wildcatters. Now it's up to Casey Peters. I mean, he's your reigning MVP in the league. He's your quarterback. He's your veteran. He's the guy. It's time for Casey Peters to step up for the Wildcatters if they want to score. We talked about you don't want to fall behind 2 scores. Well, you got the Stars up by 4 points right now.
They can get a stop here.
If the Stars can get a stop here and score again, this now against a tough game. We got a minute left in the third quarter, and
just want to throw this out there. You got Antonio Dixon, number 90, defensive line and offensive line, 6'3", 320, coming back out there.
Big man.
And you got Marcus with the kick, and he's going to let it squib all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's picked up there, and Bruno misses the tackle, but then you got they're going to. Is there a penalty in there?
It's got to be a hold.
Number 20, James Cleveland gets in there for the tackle, and we'll see what the penalty is. And Marcus Smith is pointing towards the Wildcatter side. We'll see, and here's the call by the ref. Block in the back against the Wildcatters. That'll push them back a little bit, and they'll start a little bit further back. Instead of that 20-yard line, we're going to see them start right at I believe it's going to be the 10-yard line there. So not the 7-yard line they started from last drive. And that ended in an interception.
Well, once again, it's important for the New Mexico Stars defensive backfield because let's face it, Casey Peters is going to give them their best shot right now. You don't want this score you don't want to fall too far behind. Casey Peters has got to take his shots right now.
Casey Peters under center. He got Cedric Johnson in motion. There's that flat, and he dumps it out, and it is good for about an 8-yard gain there, right in the middle of the field. So to bring up a 2nd and 2. Casey Peters with a nice ball over the middle there.
Well, you know what? They're going back to what their bread and butter was in the first half, and that's throwing to the motion guy. Or what you're going to do is you're going to see the motion guy take the defenders with him as they throw to him, and the underneath guy that's going to be standing there, your guy in the flat, is going to catch a ball. Look for that to happen again.
Cedric Johnson in motion. Casey Peters takes a snap. He's got all the time in the world, and it ends. But he's able to get out of it, and it's in there, and he's able to get the first down in the 20-yard line. You saw Marcus Smith drop off there, off Cedric Johnson, and that's what gave Casey Peters just that window that we've been talking about in the game to get the ball over to Cedric Johnson and get the first down.
Well, what a play by Peters. I mean, he was almost sacked right there. He was able to spin out of the sack and was able to find the receiver there as Smith had laid off him. That's the end of the third quarter, Wes.
minutes into the third quarter. Your New Mexico Stars leading 31-27. We're gonna be back here in a few minutes, and we're gonna get ready for that fourth quarter as the Stars are holding up the four fingers. Are you ready, Leroy?
Yes, I am.
Welcome back to the Santa Ana Stars Center here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, with your New Mexico Stars leading 31-27 over the West Texas Wildcatters. It's been a solid game from both sides on defense. It's a game we didn't expect to be such a low-scoring game. But before we get back, and as the Galaxy Dancers finish off out there, I do want to make a shout-out to all the fans in West Texas that are joining us for our broadcast. We appreciate you joining us, and hey, this is what the league goes, how the league goes. You get all the fans together, you get this on the internet, and you get it going. That's how the LSFL can grow, when anybody can watch it wherever they are.
Do we sound like too much like homers?
We are employed by the New Mexico Stars. It's okay. I think it's okay. Hey,
It's okay. Hey, we're fans. What can I say?
We're just like the voice from New Mexico, New Mexico basketball. Mr. Robert Portner, you saw his first and second and third team ballots. Come on now. We can't get worse than that one.
The voice of the 505 New Mexico Stars. I like that, Wes. Very nice.
So here we go. You know, I'm excited. What do the Stars have to do, Leroy, to win this game?
I think they just have to continue doing what they're doing, and that's playing nice, tight defense, tough defense, not allowing the Wildcatters to score easily. If they're going to score because they're a good team, and this is LSFL football. You will score. And then obviously when it comes to offensive side of the field, continue to take care of the ball and go to your veterans and allow those veterans to make plays for you.
All right, you got one into motion, brings double to the right side for the Stars, or for the Wildcatters, and Casey calls timeout right away. Right away calls timeout. Didn't like what he saw there. He had number 81, I believe. No, not number 81 going into motion. That's an offensive lineman.
That was actually Hakeem Gadiaga, the wide receiver that was going into motion. Another big guy out of Virginia Union, 6'4", 220 pounds, and he had a full head of steam when he was going.
Well, Casey called the timeout right there, and he didn't see something like there. Again, I'm Wes Henderson. You got my partner in crime over here. Pretty much taught me everything I know about radio and internet broadcasting, Leroy Lucero. We're having fun out here.
You know what? I'm really having the time of my life. I've usually done high school sports, whether it's New Mexico high school football or New Mexico high school basketball. First time, like we talked about, being on a pro broadcast, watching professional football at the LSFL level, and I'm just having a great time, Wes. It's a great game. If you've missed out, if you haven't seen LSFL football, you're really missing out. You need to come out live and kind of find out what it's all about.
Casey Peters under center. You got the big guy. He's going into motion.
That's that Gadiaga young man again.
And here's a pitch. And he's able to slip one and not two. He's able to get 3 yards there, but hey.
Great defense. Jason Serta wasn't fooled by anything. He saw the guy, he came up and made the stop.
Hey, I need that pronunciation again, Leroy. You're pretty good at that guy.
Which one? Gadiaga?
Gadiaga?
Gadiaga is what I'm going with.
Gadiaga?
It might be Gadiaga, but I'm going with Gadiaga, Hakeem Gadiaga, out of Virginia Union, 6'4", 220 pounds. Virginia
Union to Odessa it's pretty different areas of the country. Here we go. Now you got Cedric Johnson coming into motion. Casey Peters under center. He takes the snap. Here's the snap. He drops back. He's under pressure and wide open.
Wide open. Gadiaga. Oh!
And he tries to hurdle and wasn't able to. But Gadiaga gets there, and he's wide open in the middle of the field. And he tries to hurdle. I think that was Allen.
Jason Allen was when he tried to hurdle. Heck of a play. Gadiaga is a big wide receiver. He's wide open right there. Yeah, they got two. They got bookend big guys. He tried to hurdle, and he almost had that hurdle. I'll tell you what, that was pretty close.
Well, he almost had it, but hey, you saw Allen just lift his arms up, so it pushes him, so he can't get the hurdle. Well, you got first and goal from the 6-yard line. Casey Peters brings it up in the center. You got trips to the right, and you got Cedric Johnson, that'll be the motion, and they move one over to the. So you got one on either right and left side. On the left side, you got Cedric Johnson going to motion. Here's the snap, and here's the pass to Little, and Little is wrapped up, and there's a fumble. And they pick it on.
Landrick Brody picks it up,
and he's not down yet, and they did not blow the whistle that time. Landrick Brody picks up the ball, brings it to the 21-yard line. That's New Mexico Stars football. That's your University of New Mexico Lobo athlete down there, showing you why he's staying in New Mexico and why we love him so much.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Jason Serta with the strip. Let me see if he comes up. Serta and Marcus Smith in there on the stop. And getting it to Landrick Brody, who, no, he wasn't touched there. Great play, great non-call by the referees. He's able to advance the ball. And I'll tell you what, the Stars are in great position right now. If they can get a score, go up 2 scores, that could be it.
Well, you never want to count out. We've seen what Casey Peters can do firsthand.
Yeah, but right now, I think the Stars defense is playing on a different level, man. To be honest with you, Wes, I just think they're playing at a whole different level right now.
Right now, you got McGlory under center, and McGee goes into motion. McGee
go for the home run right now. Okay.
And the pass is incomplete. I think that was to McGee out there. You know, I like having, these are the 3 wide receivers I want to see out there right now. You have Dexter Manley, you have McGee, and then you got
Marcus
Smith out there. Maybe McGee, but these 3 receivers you have 3 different things with these receivers. You have a fast, physical guy. You got just a speedster out there in McGee. And then you got Marcus, who's just not going to take anything from anybody.
You know, you got to give credit to Aaron Matthews and the Wildcatters defensive line as they were able to once again put pressure on McGlory. You know, the Stars really have to find a way to nail that down. If they could score here, like I said, that'd be huge.
McGee comes into motion, and he's looking towards McGee, but he drops it off to Marcus. And Marcus gets a good head of steam there on second down to bring up a reasonable or a manageable 3rd down and 2.
So, third and 1, 3rd and 2, somewhere's in there. Good play. I like the way they're clearing out with the motion guy and allowing the guy down low to just stay there. Marcus Smith stayed down low, was able to get the catch and just make as many yards as you can. You talked about it. He doesn't take a lot of guff. Big, strong wide receiver.
He's a broken leg away from still being in the NFL.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
He was on a Baltimore Ravens team that played in the AFC Championship game and broke his leg the next season.
Exactly.
But you got McGlory under center. You got Dexter Manley in motion going to the right. You got doubles on the left. And Manley's taken against the boards. Then you got McGee. McGee gets the first down. Big first down. Manley got shoved in the boards there, and they didn't call anything there. But that was a holding that Manley got shoved in the boards. But it's for naught. There's no worries. McGee found the opening in the softest zone there by the Wildcatters and was able to get the first down. So you're looking at first down from the 14-yard line. First down, New Mexico Stars.
Jerome McGee at 5'7", 170 pounds.
You know
looked like a monster right there, the way he just kind of opened up his shoulders and just protected the ball.
That size of a wide receiver.
This just gave a nice lane there, just shield the ball off and was able to make that catch.
You got McGlory under center. You got Marcus into motion. McGlory steps back. Passes to Marcus.
Wide open. Oh, he dropped it.
And I think Marcus is like, I could have had that, but the fan grabbed it out of his arms.
Yeah, no, I don't think he could have had that. I think he dropped it. He whiffed the first time. But I'll tell you what, McGlory was a little bit slow in getting the ball there. Possibly that could have thrown things off. But you know what? That play is going to be open again, and I wouldn't be too shocked to see that. But you know what, Wes? I'm going to call it again. Is Manley out there? Because if Manley's out there, I think that's a guy you want to get the ball.
You know, I'm worried about Marcus. He didn't even pay attention to that huddle there. If that was a play to Tim, I want to make sure Marcus still keeps it in the game. This is an important drive for the Stars here on 2nd and 10.
So they're calling a timeout. Stars are calling a timeout right there. McGee's just saying, nope, we've something wrong.
All right, and he calls a timeout there with 10:22 left. Let's see, hold on. And they're calling a legal procedure on the Stars, so no timeout there, and they'll drop him back 5 yards. And it's going to be 2nd and 15, and from looks about the 18-yard line.
I'm looking at number 10.
Let's see, 11. You got Marcus on the right side. You got McGee joining him on the right side. You got number 10 right in the middle of the field. That would be Dexter Manley. He goes in motion, brings you trips to the right. Goes in motion on the slot. He's hit hard.
He's taken twice.
Out. Still got it, and there you go. You call it.
Right into the wall, but picked up a few yards there. But that's your guy. That's your bread and butter. We've talked about it. He is the man. That is the man on this team. You can play off a lot of him. You can use him as a decoy, but I tell you, when you need that play, that's the guy I'm going to. I'm going to number 10.
Well, that brings up third and about 6 yards to go here. And you got Dexter Manley still in there. They're trying something new, bumping him off the line, and he's still getting the ball.
Well, they bumped him twice, but he's so big and so strong that he's able to shed both of those defenders off.
We got Dexter on the left side. You bring Marcus into motion. Marcus into motion with McGee on the right side, and rifles it in there. And the Stars are wanting a holding on McGee, and they're not going to give it to.
That. That's and that all started at the defense. McGlory with a strong arm had Jacoby Thomas all over him. He had him on his hip, and he was basically getting smacked as he threw that ball. And if you looked at it, Wes, that ball came with a little bit of mustard on it.
Yeah, that's when he needs to slow down a little bit.
Well, but you know what? He had a guy on his hip, and to be able to make that throw as he's going down, that's superior arm strength right there. That's a pretty powerful arm if you can do that with a 200. What do they have him listed at, Jacoby? They have him 6 foot, 250 pounds. You have him on your hip, and you're going backwards to make that throw.
Okay,
that's a power arm.
Cleveland in motion with Glory under center, Landry Brody behind him. Blu-ray steps back, and the offensive line gets blown up, and it looks like it's about to be picked off.
Intercepted. Oh. Once again, you cannot throw with that big man there like that. You cannot do that.
And it's his second interception of the night.
Gadiaga.
And and he brings them back to the 5-yard line. 1st and 10, Wildcatters, with 8:34 left in the fourth quarter. And your New Mexico Stars leading 31-27. Who are you waving over there to, Leroy?
That was quick.
We didn't expect that to come back so quick. We had a timeout, and then
Casey
boom.
Peters hits Cedric Johnson once again down low for a first down, West. And I'll tell you what, that was a quick comeback. I thought they were going to give a few seconds in.
That's what they usually do, but hey, it's more football.
8 minutes left to go in the game, West, and I'll tell you what, right now the Wildcatters have to find a way to score if they want to win this game. They have to score here.
All right, Casey Peters under center. You got Cedric Johnson going into motion right in the middle of their offensive line. So he goes in motion in the slot, and he's a big wide receiver to be a slot, and that's looking directly at him, and that's a good play. And he gets the first down. He's hit hard there by Darryl Robinson.
Yeah, but he was wide open there. So he got a player down for the Wildcatters. I don't have a number yet.
Yeah, and so he stands up. Number 92 for the Wildcatters. That'd be Vincent Williams, O-lineman, 6'5". Looks like he's all right. He's pounding his chest. He said, "No, don't take me out."
Like, get out of here. I'm fine.
So here we go. You got Casey Peters brings his team into the huddle with the play. Casey Peters calls the play, and they break the huddle here.
You know, big wide receivers for the Wildcatters are finding a way to get open now when they're in motion. They're making that one move, whether it's to the post or whether it's an out pattern. And right now, the Stars don't have an answer for that.
Look for the handoff here, and he calls another timeout, and they couldn't get the play off in the right amount of time, or that would have been a delay of game. So you're looking at Stars 31, Wildcatters 27, 7 minutes to go, and we're going to see what we can come out with here. The Stars defense, they've shown the ability to step up all game, and they need to here again. Wish the offense could have gotten in for that touchdown there. That would have made it big time. But hey, it's still a good football game. And what would you like to see from the Stars defense to shut down these bigger guys that are getting open in the flat?
Well, I'll tell you what, when the Stars were on defense, when the Wildcatters were on defense, they were trying to bump Dexter Manley and knock him off his routes. Right now, the Stars are allowing the wide receivers to make their move basically unhindered and untouched. I don't know if Coach Briamonte wants to bring up the defenders and maybe try to bump them off a little bit, but I would definitely try to, if you're going to have Marcus Smith playing a linebacker / safety there, you might want to bring him up and see if he can bump a guy coming off motion. Maybe try to throw it off just a little bit. You definitely don't want to let them stay in rhythm the way they are, because they're making one play and being wide open. One move, whether they cut in or whether they cut in or cut out, and they're wide open.
All right, you got Casey Peters after that timeout. You got these guys lined up. You got Cedric Johnson coming in motion to the left side. You got Singles on the right, and looks like false start.
Offsides.
False start on the offense. They blew the play dead. That was ate alive there by number 90 of the New Mexico Stars.
Let me get my roster, because he was in the
number 90, Aaron Davis. He was ready to pounce hard.
I'll tell you what, I think he was in too early though. Did they?
Oh, it was encroachment.
Yeah, he was in too early. He was jumping the snap. Once again, that's like the third time I think that Casey Peters was able to draw the Stars off sides with that, whether it's a hard count or whether they're just seeing something. They've been able to take advantage of on the outside there. Let's see if they can do it once again, as once again Roosevelt Fells is in the game, and let's see if he's able to get another sack.
All right, for the Stars, you got out there, you got Mr. Everything Marcus Smith out there, still playing that linebacker hybrid position out there, safety. You got Roland Bruno out there. You got a handful of guys that can go both ways out there for the Stars. Now this brings up Casey Peters, and you got two on the left, one on the right, or three on the left, to go trips. You got one in motion for Casey Peters' offense. Casey Peters gets up under center.
Look for Gadiaga. He's been able to make those cuts and be wide open. And here we go again. Let's see if they bump him.
Gadiaga wide open in the center. And dropped by Cedric Johnson there. He had both big guys over there. It was a little bit too far behind Cedric Johnson to be able to come back and get that. But yeah, Gadiaga running wide open there.
Well, and we talked with Coach Tate about this, and we mentioned this in the first half. You run the guy in motion. You try to clear it out. And Johnson was open. It was just a bad pass. Otherwise, he has the first down right there.
And here we go. 2nd and 5 for the Wildcatters. Casey Peters under center. And this time you have Cedric Johnson in motion on the right side. On the left side, you have Gagliardo by himself on the short side. And here he goes. Here's a snap. Casey Peters drops back. And
first down.
He muscled that ball away there and was able to get the first down over Darryl Robinson. Darryl Robinson had great defensive coverage there, but when that guy's that big, there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, I mean, he just shields the ball off perfectly. Like I said, if you're going to allow that guy to run unhindered that way, and he doesn't get any kind of a bump or anything off of him, it's too easy. You keep them. They have a rhythm going right now with that play.
It's something I want to see happen here. And Casey Peters takes the ball under snap. Can they bump They need to bump these guys off of the play. He steps wide open. Touchdown,
Gadiaga.
Wildcatters.
Is that Gadiaga? Or
yes,
is that
no,
Cedric?
No, it was Gadiaga. Cedric was over on the left side or the right side. So gives them the touchdown, gives them a 2-point lead here. So hey, it's whoever has the ball last who can score.
Well, there's 5 minutes and 42 seconds left in this game, Wes, and
that's an eternity.
We can score another 30 points each team. I think at this point, we're both of them the way they're starting to make some moves here.
And again here, this has been an interesting play of the game, the extra points. So we'll see what happens this time.
So am I watching the nets, Wes, to see if they tickle the net?
Yes, the ball is down, kick is up, and it is no good. And another souvenir. So with 5:21 left in the fourth quarter, it's the West Texas Wildcatters 33, your New Mexico Stars 31. Well, here we go, Stars fans. With 5:21 left in the fourth quarter, it's the Wildcatters 33, your New Mexico Stars 31. And again, a mixed extra point keeps the Stars only down 2 points. And you got the Wildcatters coming out to have this kickoff, and you got number 13, Kyle Chet, to come down there with the kickoff. We've seen all sorts of different kickoffs tonight. And for the Stars, you have number 7, Darryl Robinson, and number 22, that would be Carl Winston back there. And we've seen both of them do some damage on the kickoff, but we've also seen guys like upmen like Marcus Smith up there, Landrick Brody around there, but it doesn't look like Landrickson this time. We'll see what happens here. He chips it, and it is taken by number 44, Roosevelt Falls. Roosevelt Falls gets it up into the Wildcatters territory.
And smacks right into Tina Krupar's face, a Prime Source Mortgage.
Hey, Tina's a great girl. That one, Tina, I'm glad he didn't destroy that poster because he hits her face there, right there. You know, Tina's a great person for the Stars organization. She's done a lot in the community for the Stars, so always Tina and the Krupar family. So here we go. Big drive for the Stars right at the 25-yard line. Here we go. We got McGlory under center. Landrick Brody in the backfield.
Dexter Manley one-on-one on the other side.
Dexter Manley one-on-one. Rolling Bruno into motion. Here's Bruno. Here's a snap. He's looking Bruno's way, and he goes to Bruno. A little high pass. He's able to bring it down.
He's able to punch him into the wall, and obviously that stops the play right there.
And a 3-yard gain there by Bruno. If you run to the wall untouched, it's not like you're down. The only time you get jammed in the wall, that's when you go down in indoor football. So it brings up a second, and it looks like he got 4 yards there. So it brings up a 2nd and 6. McGlory brings them to the line, and he is joined by, again, Landry Brody in the backfield. And you got McGee in motion, Dexter Manley on the left side by himself. And here goes McGee into motion right next to Roland Bruno. And here's a step, and he's pressured, but he's got time, and Bruno
once again. Nope, they said he didn't catch it.
It's saying incomplete pass there, and brings up a 3rd and 6 from the 22-yard line of the Wildcatters.
Need a first down right now, Wes. It's you cannot go down a score here. I mean, you can't lose possession here without getting some points. They need to score right now, and that starts with the first down. So who would you go to at this point, Wes? Who do you think they're going to go to?
There's only one number I want to look at right here, and that's Dexter Manley. But you got McGee in motion. You got McGlory under center. McGee goes in motion, gives you trips to the right side, and you got Manley in the slot, and he turns, and boom, done. Is there anything else to do?
1 yard line.
And he's down at the 1 yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 2, but there's only one number to go to.
It's a perfect play. You let McGee clear out all the defense and let Dexter Manley just drag low.
Well, you got him in the slot there.
Exactly, and once he's dragging it towards the bottom there, he's one-on-one, and like I said, we've been saying it this entire second half. There's not one other player I want on a one-on-one position. I don't think there's anyone that can cover Dexter Manley.
Dexter Manley is one of the best wide receivers you're going to find in the LSFL. And so here we go. You got McGlory under center. Again, joined by Landrick Brody. And you got Roland Bruno on the right side. You got number 22, Carl Winston in the motion man. And you got one-on-one, and it's a handoff to number 22, Carl Winston. And he's not able to get much there, and he loses gets right up to the line of scrimmage. It's just, you don't see handoff, and it's just not working.
Well, I like the play, and I kind of thought that they were going to go that way. I don't think they wanted him to cut it back to the strong end there where there was more defenders. I think you would rather try to spread it out. In fact, in that play, I think if they draw it up next time, they probably want the wide receiver trying to peel in and knock off the defensive end and see if they can do something like that. Allow the wide receiver to go one-on-one with the DB.
All right, you're joined by Landrick Brody in the backfield. You got McGlory. And then you got Roland Bruno going to motion. And here goes Bruno. And
touchdown, McGlory keeps it.
What a play. I like that dive play. If you didn't see it there, Landrick Brody dove like he had the ball. And McGlory pulled it back in and just walked in the end zone. Everybody thought Landrick Brody had the ball there.
He just saw it was wide open in the middle like that. The linebacker came to rush. Yeah, you're right. That's a perfectly drawn up play. I mean,
good job, coach.
Yeah, that's a great coaching call right there, and I think it was a run the whole way.
And they both played together. They both played the right way. So here we go. Number 22, Carl Winston leaves the huddle there, and you got Roland Bruno. You got McGee on your left side, joined by in the motion. You got number 10, our man Dexter Manley brings trips to the left, and here's the snap. Passes it, and it's overthrown. So you got 37-33, 147 to go in the fourth quarter.
Wow, 147. That was
a lengthy.
It didn't seem like it was that long, but it was a
4-minute drive.
I mean, you don't usually see drives like that in the LSFL, but they really did well with that.
But this is where your defense has got to step up. You got to leave enough time for them to be able to, if they do score, for your Stars to score a touchdown.
Well, yeah, what is it, 4-point game right now? Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, you know Peters is going to come out. They're going to sling the ball. Defense has played well so far. I think both the defensive line, you'd like to see maybe Roosevelt Fells once again be able to try to swoop in there and maybe pick up a sack or something. But DBs have to play smart. And as far as the wide receivers, you can't allow Gadiaga or Johnson to just basically come on free off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Right now, those motion guys are killing the Stars.
And you've seen the offense pick up a little bit more in this second half than we saw in the first half. It'll be interesting to see what type of kick they're going to do here. You know, that's what is kicking a little bit more interesting in arena football than it is in regular football, outdoor football.
Yeah, it is, because, and I'll tell you why it is, because it forces everybody to be a player. I mean, you have to look for the onside kicks. Obviously, I doubt you're going to get this now, but you're going to look at a squibber, something on the ground that allows the defense to get over there and possibly, make a tackle.
Marcus Smith is back. Let's see what type of kick he does here. Back out here in his own end zone, and here's the kick, and it's another one of those squib kicks, and it bounces, takes a bounce all the way down to the 10, 5.
Funny bounce.
And he's down at the 13-yard line.
Perfect.
That's what you need.
I mean, the thing about the way it is, because it's indoors and everything else, and the way the ball's set in the LSFL, it takes crazy bounces. And if you notice there, it looked like it was going to go back to the wall. Instead, it kicked off and went back inside. And what is it, number 3? Let me get a name there real quick. David Little almost wasn't able. Well, he didn't field it cleanly. He almost fumbled that ball and allowed the defenses there. The clock's running. You got 1:31 left. And here we go. It's go time.
And the Stars fans are on their feet. Here we go. 1:24 left in the game. Casey Peters under center.
Here's interesting.
We got
Little's
trips to the left. And here we go. And he drops back. Plenty of time, and open in the
wide
flat.
open.
And big gain all the way down to the 13-yard line. 109, 108, and counting. 37-33 New Mexico Stars are up here. And here we go. This is what football is all about. And 1 minute, there's your 1 minute warning. And we're going to join them on their 1 minute warning, and we'll be right back. The Stars are leading 37-33. Wildcatters on the drive. Welcome back to the Santa Ana Star Center here in beautiful Rio Rancho, New Mexico. You know, the crowd looks good out here, and they're getting loud. They're getting the game. Next time, we want to see you out here. If you're watching this game sitting in a living room, sitting on your computer, in Albuquerque, in Belen, in Rio Rancho, in Bernalillo, you should be here.
Absolutely. And Wes, I'll tell you what, we got a minute left in the game. And where the Wildcatters are right there on the, 15-yard line, here comes a coaching thing. Do you let them score at this point so you have the ball to end the game?
I think you give it one or two more plays. You never know.
I mean, and if you're the Wildcatters, do you maybe run a play here to kind of get the clock?
Force a timeout. But here we go. Casey Peters steps up to the line. He's under center. You got big Cedric Johnson coming into motion on your left side, and he's sending into motion. And here's the snap. Casey drops back, and there's that running play you're talking about. And he's dancing around, and he is down to and he's still going, down to the 5-yard line. First and goal. 49 seconds. And timeout.
Got to take a timeout here. And I'll tell you what, Wes, that's exactly, like I said, at that point, you knew they were going to run. You want the ball to end the game, and I'm just saying, at this point, do you just let them score and put it on your offense? It's played pretty well. What is that, first down now? First and goal?
First and goal at the 5-yard line. Do you give it you still have 2 more timeouts left. I think you give them one more opportunity, and you see where it goes from there.
Well, the thing is, though, are the Wildcatters going? If they're going to throw the ball, fine. But if they're going to run the ball again, you're going to burn that timeout. You might want to hold on to that. Like I said, you might just want to let them score. You don't ever want to say it. And I know it goes against everything that a coach teaches you. But there comes a point sometimes when you just want that offense to have the ball, especially since your offense has been able to make some plays with Dexter Manley.
We're going to see what's happening here. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Bramonte does here. And again, it's almost, the coaches are out on the field. They have direct communication with these players. They're on the field because you got to remember all these players are stacked up into hockey team boxes out there. So the coaches are out on the field. And here we go. It's 1st and 5 for the Wildcatters from the Stars 5-yard line. There's 48 seconds to go. We'll see what the coaching draws up here and what Casey Peters can develop here. You got one in the backfield of Casey. You got one in motion. Trips to the
Watch
left.
Cedric Johnson.
And
No, they handed the ball off.
Touchdown.
Did he get
That's
in?
okay.
Did they call the touchdown or did they stop him?
They called a touchdown, which is okay.
That's exactly what I was saying. You got to let them score at that point. Look, they're going to run the ball. They're going to force you to burn your timeouts. You let them at that point. You put it on your offense, which McGlory has played very well. Offensive line's got to block for him, and you got to give Dexter Manley that opportunity. I think at this point, look for them to double team Dexter Manley. Maybe someone else is open.
And here we go. There's if the kicking game was better, you would say this is a big extra point, but you got to score a touchdown.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what's going on here. It's all about touchdowns here.
And Casey Peters is still out there, so we'll see what goes on. Casey Peters is talking to his coach.
Of course. Gosh, do the Stars have a field goal kicker that could hit a field goal?
I don't know.
I mean, we see McGlory with the straight-on kick. Marcus Smith has been doing the kickoffs. I don't know if they have a field
I saw
goal
McGlory kick about 10 in the first half, or in the pregame warm-ups, and hit 3 of them. So you're looking at 30% out there. Is it worth the chance if you get down there?
Well, it looks like there was a penalty called on the Wildcatters. Is that correct? Is that why the ball's so far out for this extra point attempt? Or I guess they're going for a 2-point conversion.
So we'll see what the call is. The scoreboard reads 39-37, Wildcatters over the Stars, with 41.7 seconds to go.
Now here it is crazy again. Now obviously you're gonna try to stop them on the 2-point conversion, but I mean, if they make the 2-point conversion, then it's a given. You have to score the touchdown. If they don't score the 2-point conversion, now all of a sudden that field goal thought's back in your mind.
But I don't know if Coach can.
I don't know if he has faith in his field goal kickers at this point.
So here we go. Casey Peters under center, calls into motion, trips to the right, drops back, and he's looking, pressured, and it is no good.
What a play! That was knocked down.
And nice play by Darryl Robinson of the Stars. He was able to get his hand in there and knock it down and give what we call souvenir to the stands.
And now, like I said, here we go.
This is game time, and they got the music going. Let's get ready to rumble.
Well, like we talked about, Wes. Now all of a sudden that field goal option is in play. I mean, if it's 4th down and you're close, do you go for the touchdown or do you go for the field goal? What do you?
You can't go for the field goal. I don't have. There's nobody I have faith in on this team that can kick a field goal right now. If you have Marcus, he's a good squib kicker, and those straight-on kicks by McGlory, is he going to be glorious and make that field goal to win the game?
That's tough. I mean, it's a tough deal, and I'm just saying it's in play now, though. I mean, that thought is in play.
Hey, is Matt Kayward dressed? Maybe we can put him out there for the field goal.
Does he kick field goals?
I don't know. He does everything. He's the Kurt Warner of Albuquerque.
I just don't. I mean, let me look on the roster here, and I'm not.
For those of you who don't know who Matt Kayward is, he's the quarterbacks coach here for the New Mexico Stars. He played for the Stars, and he's a local firefighter here in Albuquerque area, and is a chaplain of the Albuquerque Fire Department. A great guy, great individual, and a guy we've had on RedMenace.tv.
Well, here we go, Wes. Here comes the kickoff. This is important. I mean, obviously, once again, I don't know. What do you do here? Oh, it fell off the tee. Do you kick it
deep? It's the wind.
It's the wind. It's the fans clapping that's getting one.
So
a strong wind.
And you never know what way the squib kick could go because you're looking at Houston Astrodome turf down there. You're looking. It's not grass. It's field turf. And there's the kick. Takes a bounce and he fields it in the end zone. He's got to bring it out. And
nice play, Hustle. Oh.
He brings it up to the 10. That's better than where we thought it was. And drops it back to 35.5 seconds to go. Still a long time left in the game. And you have...
I mean, Dexter Manley's your guy. I mean, the Wildcatters know it. The Stars know it. The fans know it. We know it. You're looking at number 10. I mean, at this point, I think you run Dexter. You maybe try to clear out something. let him clear out, and then throw down low. Is Bruno out there? Because that's your other guy.
You got McGee. No, Bruno is not out there, but you got McGee out there with Dexter Manley, and your third wide receiver. After they break the huddle, I'll be able to tell you who's going on. It looks like it is. You got McGee, you got
Smith.
Marcus Smith, and you got McGee on the right side, on the left side, going into motion. And he brings it back over. They brings you trips to the right, and McGee splits them. And here's the pass. He drops back, and
Fumble.
just go down. You just need
Yeah, go down because your precious time's wasting off the
24,
clock.
24 seconds to go.
Well, all that talk about wide receivers and stuff, if you don't stop them and they're able to knock down your quarterback, it doesn't matter. Knock the ball out of his hands. I think the thing that hurts, the fumble, what hurts him the most, there's so much time ran off the clock. I mean,
Yeah, the 11 no, they put 2 seconds back on, so 9 seconds run off the clock there. And you're looking at the loss of about 8 yards there. At this point, it doesn't matter. You just got to get the ball down the field in a hurry.
so they have one timeout left. Is that correct?
Yeah.
One timeout left. You figure you got to get the ball to like the 25, 20-yard line on this side. And then at that point, you have an honest couple of shots at the end zone.
Just get the ball down the field, use that last timeout, get it on their side, and the ability is there.
I think you could still work it underneath. You send the motion man. You send Dexter Manley in motion like I was talking about earlier. Maybe hit Marcus Smith down low. Let him run the sidelines as far as he can. And when the time comes, just get yourself out of bounds, stop the clock, and give yourself that opportunity. With the short field and the quickness and the way that thing is, I still think you can do a little picking and a little pecking right now and see if you can break something.
Yeah, but with 26 seconds to go, you got to watch yourself, and you got to make sure you get
You
the
gotta
first
block.
down.
You just
and you got to get
block.
a first down.
You got to block.
And
right
you go.
here.
You got McGlory under center. You got one in motion. That's Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith on the right side of motion. Steps back. Look where he steps back. He's being pressured a little bit. And open is Marcus Smith.
And he caught it.
And it's
he
a catch.
Caught it. And he got out of
And
bounds.
timeout. Timeout. New Mexico
Stars. Timeout,
Stars.
or did he get out of bounds?
I think
he
as soon
just
as
got out of bounds.
as soon as the ball's set, the clock will start. So they're getting set into play, and
I mean, that's perfect. Now you have so many more things you can work with at this point. No, he got out of bounds, so the clock stops automatically.
so here you go, Dexter, and here's a snap.
Manley, first down, break one. Nope, now you take your timeout.
Timeout there. Stars down to the 5-yard line, and he's calling timeout. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a first down. You got 12.8 seconds to go. Could we ask for anything better?
No, everything's got to go into the end zone now, though. You can't do anything.
You got time for 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah, no sideline, no mess like that. Everything's got to be into the Hotel Cascada end zone.
And let's see it, Stars. Our time is now.
Oh, look at you, Wes, breaking out the cliche. Are we going to say you got to leave it all out on the field?
We're not going to go that far, but
Okay.
our time is now. It's time to shine like a star.
Oh, no.
I got these all day, every
Yeah,
day.
I guess so. Have you been reading online, checking out what you're going to say today, or what's the deal?
Yeah, no, I have my menu of sayings. I don't want to break it all out in one game.
My menu now.
Sure, man. I got a menu of whatever you could think of.
All right, it starts all.
What do they got to do? Oh, who are we going to right here?
It starts all on the offensive line right now. Once again, you got to give McGlory the opportunity and the time. Right now, let's see who they have. Manley running motion. So I think you send him motion one way. You're going to bring across the wide receivers, maybe try to cross them up a little bit. Who's on the slot there?
So we got McGlory under center, Dexter into play. Here you go. Here he is rushed.
Oh, look at McGlory,
touchdown.
wide open.
Touchdown. Wide open with 7.8 seconds to go. Big touchdown. That's your
huge.
New Mexico Stars touchdown. Look, did you see that open up there for the Stars
You know what? That was all McGlory. I'll tell you what. He was able to sidestep and get out. Look at that. He was able to sidestep and get out. Exactly the play that I was calling about, where the motion man goes one way and you said the other two guys on the other side cross him up. But everyone went the cross-up guy, leaving that entire side wide open. There was nobody. Look at that.
And he still has 7.8 seconds to go in the game. It's an eternity in football.
Well, you know, we've been able to see Casey Peters throw those bombs. Now, you know, we've seen Gadiaga as well as Cedric Johnson get wide open.
But you want to look for those. You want to look for those passes that they can go out there, and you got You got into motion out to Marcus Smith for the 2-point conversion. That's let's see, that brings it 45.
Yeah, that's no big deal. I mean,
45-39. No, but if they go for the touchdown, if they got an extra point.
You're right, that is huge.
So that's a big 2-point conversion.
Well, that at least
makes it interesting.
As we can see, the Wildcatters haven't been able to convert any of their extra points at this point.
Well, the crazy thing is they have a kicker. I watched a little bit in warm-ups that can make the extra points. So they decided not to dress tonight.
No, that's.
Well, here we go, Stars fans. 45-39. 7.8 seconds to go, Leroy. Do you squib kick it and hope it goes off somebody?
Yeah, no, of course you squib kick it. First of all, you don't want him to run it. Second of all, as soon as the ball touches somebody, hopefully it either goes off or the kick receiver, it hits his hands and he's not able to field it cleanly. You're going to run off at least, the 0.8 of a second there, and then just leave like the 7 seconds. Maybe give the Wildcatters 2 plays.
I hold them up and make them blow the game dead.
Well, yeah, you want that as well. But I mean, at this point, if we've noticed, every squib kick, Wildcatter kick returners have not been able to field it cleanly. So if the ball's bouncing around after being touched by a Wildcatter, that's fine. That's just time off the clock. So anything you can do to take any time off the clock, you can. Hopefully hold the Wildcatters to just one opportunity to throw the ball. I don't see the Wildcatters trying to return something.
Desmond Baker's back for the Wildcatters here, and you also got number 48, your middleman, Desmond Morris, also a middleman down there. So we'll see what Marcus Smith decides to do with this kickoff. And my heart's going a little bit, Leroy. It's been an exciting game.
Well, it's exciting. I'll tell you what. One thing that's important is they cannot let the Wildcatters around the 25-yard line, because then they have a pretty solid opportunity of scoring there. You try to get it a little bit deeper on the squib than that, I would think.
Well, they try, and you can see I have a box in there.
Oh, he kicked it straight up. Bounce it out of bounds. Perfect.
So we'll see it bounce before it bounced out of bounds. We'll see where this gets spot. It gets spot right at the...
It's at the 5-yard line, I believe.
I believe it's spot at the 5-yard line. That would be a perfect kick. That's the perfect kick that's all you can ask for. That's Marcus placed it where it bounced out of bounds.
So they've got a timeout, right? Or two timeouts?
Yeah, they got a timeout there. But you got to remember, if that doesn't bounce before it goes out of bounds, you get all the way up at the 15.
So right now, you're going to take one play. You're going to try to get it out to your 20 or to the 25. That'll leave you at least 1 second or 2 seconds left to take a shot at the end zone. We know Casey Peters has the arms. Gadiaga and Cedric Johnson have been shown that they can get wide open.
Here we go.
Defense has to play tough. Obviously, if you're the Stars fan, you want to see Fells be able to crash in from the end and maybe get a stop.
7.8 seconds to go. Casey Peters in. Cedric Johnson in motion, and Casey's being rushed, and he's down! And he's down, and that'll do 2. 1, and they did not call a timeout, and that's the end of the game, Stars fans. 45-31, New Mexico Stars victory. They did not get the timeout there with a big sack on Casey Peters, and Casey Peters' homecoming here at the Star Center is destroyed by the New Mexico Stars, winning this game 45-39. Why did they call a timeout?
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at maybe they didn't have one. I'm looking at the clock now. Did they have a timeout? I don't.
Oh, they used those 2 early ones.
They used those 3 early ones, I think. So I don't think they had a timeout. Look, we talked about it right before the play. I said hopefully Fells can get in there and maybe create something. And that's exactly what he did. He came off the end, and he made the plot. And I'll tell you right now, as far as for me, for the defensive player of the game, Roosevelt Fells has to be that guy. Offensive player of the game for me, for the New Mexico Stars, has to be Dexter Manley, who was there whenever they needed it.
I can agree completely. And just to let you know, Stars fans, we will be doing some post-game interviews that you can catch on redmenace.tv, TRM Sports, on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Just type in your web browser, redmenace.tv, and catch your New Mexico Stars segment on there. And we'll get your post-game interviews with some of the players and coaches. Final thoughts, Leroy?
Final thoughts are, once again, I think the defense for the New Mexico Stars was outstanding tonight. I thought they were able to pressure Casey Peters quite a bit. Obviously, the final play of the game right there is it just sums up the game for the New Mexico Stars. Offensively, I thought McGlory was able to overcome some early mistakes, some early errors that he had, and was able to put it together for the Stars. When the time was right, they went to Dexter Manley. He was their money guy, and he's the one that gave them, basically, you have to say it, he gave them the money shot whenever they needed it.
That was exciting, Leroy, and this is the first game we're going to deal with Mini this season.
Well, I tell you what, Wes, it's been a blast working with you. It's our first time. I know that we've done some other work together, both on radio and television. It's the first time we've ever done a game together, and I had a blast, and I look forward for the next Stars game. And
once again, your final score from the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, it's your New Mexico Stars 45, the West Texas Wildcatters 39. For Leroy Lucero, I'm Wes Henderson. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to our next broadcast down the road of New Mexico Stars football.
Good night, and God bless you all.